Welcome to a celebration of moto, a celebration of speed. It is the Stopwatch National second annual. Jack Korpela alongside Mark Tilley. And Mark, we are just in awe because right now out our window, we're watching some of the top pros in the sport practice and qualify because only 42 spots available for this race. They thought it was going to be first come, first serve, but so many top pros showed up here this weekend that we have to have a qualifier.
Yeah, they might be starting 2 rows deep here. I know that Lori doesn't want to turn anybody away, but they got lots of people here, and that's a good problem to have in racing. When you got this many top pros, I mean, they are going for the lion's share of $100,000. So today I believe it's like $35,000. So you know what? You got to hand it to them. They've just been racing all year long, starting in January at Anaheim 1, and now you throw up some money, and now they need some outdoor testing, and now they're here. So, like, I'm lucky. They're right in my backyard. So this is amazing.
Tremendous shot in the arm for the sport. And again, we want to thank Feldkamp and everybody here at Glen Helen Raceway, all the great sponsors that will hit throughout the weekend. Troy Lee Designs, because this is just huge, and not only for the top pros, but also for some of those privateer racers and some of the racers that maybe didn't get the spotlight this year in Supercross, but still do this for a living. This is an opportunity to come out, not only test and get ready for the outdoors, but earn some money.
Yeah, no, and it's for those guys, a little bit of money is a lot of money. So a lot of these guys, again, maybe have been hurt, maybe haven't been riding. Justin Barcia, one of the premier guys here, has been hurt. He's come back and had some pretty impressive results when it comes to doing Supercross. I know that one of my guys, Ryan Surratt, we built a couple bikes, a couple of Honda CR450 RX models. So he's gonna race today, tomorrow, and on Sunday for just the Motofest event. And then the next 2 weekends, 3 weeks in a row, he's got stuff that he's doing. So lots of stuff going on. But like you said, those privateers, this money can make or break their outdoor season.
Yes, we've got so much to talk about. So glad you're watching with us here live on the Dirt Bike Magazine YouTube channel. We will be live all throughout the weekend. Lots of ancillary and extra bonuses going on as well. How about NGPC coming here? That's a series that brought 1,700 entries about 3 months ago, and now they're a part of this massive event. We've got concerts, we've got amateur racing. It's going to be incredible, all the stuff going on this weekend here at Motofest.
Yeah, no, it's pretty amazing that we're able to bring all this. Like you said, you just mentioned NGPC. That has nothing to do with, there's a Baja Drags, there's all kinds of stuff going on here. There's something going on other than just racing when it comes to every single day. There's a Great Escape dual sport ride. There's going to be live music on Saturday. So it's going to be, it's called Motofest, and it is a Motofest.
Cannot wait. We'll see exactly how far we are away from that 10:30 start. Again, if you're just joining us, just to give you a heads up, I was walking around the pits this morning, and again, they were under the impression that we'd get maybe 50 riders and first come, first serve. Well, there just was too much of a demand. There was too much of a drive up this morning. That's exactly what we want to see. So they said, we got to run a qualifier. From what I understand, Mark, 42 spots available on the Glen Helen gate. And way more riders here than 42.
And I know last year they did do some 2-up starts. I know for the stopwatch they did let you bring your own start grid and all that, but they did do some 2-up starts. I know that those guys don't want, I don't see any start grids there, but I don't want to see, or I know that they don't want to see push anybody away. You got Disco Dave down there talking to Bud Feldkamp, the man himself right there. That's Disco in the hat, and Bud next to him. But yeah, so lots of different stuff going on. They don't want to make anybody go away. They want everybody to be able to have a shot at making some money, because that's what this is all about. But I mean, you said that you were here a little bit earlier. I saw you walking down the vendor row, talking to vendors. The vendor row is packed. Like, there is all kinds of people here, and people that haven't been a part of an NGPC series, or maybe haven't been a part of Motofest. I mean, this is only the second year when it's coming around, but really just cool to see. I mean, we see some new people down there. Troy Lee has the whole end of the vendor row. Mosman's down there. Mosman's wife's down there with her sourdough stuff. There's event T-shirts, there is all kinds of stuff there. I mean, I was walking down and it took me about 45 minutes to get down the road just because I'm looking at all the stuff.
Yes. So if you're watching this from anywhere near Southern California, we love you watching the stream, but get here in person because we still got 2 more big days after this. That track is prepped to perfection, and that's going to be a big story, a big topper this weekend that we will touch on because I caught up with Dennis Stableman, and he gave me a ton of notes about all the different changes that he made to this racetrack.
Yeah, and the MXA crew and all those guys were doing lots of work here. They do lots of stuff behind the scenes. I think we caught up with Dennis, and Josh Mosman does a really good job of explaining this. So we just kind of, let's go see what Josh has to say about the new changes and everything that's been going down at Glen Helen.
$100,000 is no small price, and that is what is going up for grabs this weekend at Glen Helen. I'll explain exactly how much each rider will make and how far down the list they will be paying out here in a few minutes. But first, I want to talk about the upgrades being made to the track. Glen Helen is long known for being the roughest, toughest, and fastest track in all the land, and lately it hasn't gotten as many major upgrades since they haven't had the National there every year. Before, the National would mean a re-prep, more dirt being put back on the hills, bigger jumps, bigger layout, just kind of a whole facelift on the track. But since it hasn't been there since 2018, track's been a little more similar lately. It hasn't changed as much. Now for the Motofest this year, 2026, they're making some big changes. They want to make the facility better as well. So Glen Helen has been under construction the last couple weeks, making small tweaks and changes in between each practice day and race day. And for the Motofest, it's going to be the finale of what they're coming to do with the track. So I'm excited for the Motofest, and I'm excited for a busy weekend at Glen Helen. This is truly a motocross festival. It's not just pro racing, it is also NGPC off-road racing, AME kids racing. They're going to be doing some fun events like the Baja Drags. They're going to be doing some hill climbs, and they're also going to be doing a dual sport ride hosted by Troy Lee on Saturday afternoon as well. So lots of racing packed into one weekend. The Stopwatch National was originally coined based on so many pros and fast guys showing up to Glen Helen before the Nationals, getting their suspension dialed in, getting things ready. Pit boards are out, stopwatches are out, everybody's racing each other on a practice day, and that's where the jokingly term Stopwatch National came. And Bud Feldkamp, Lori over at Glen Helen, they decided, hey, let's turn it into an event. Let's reward these guys who are already coming here to get ready for the season, and let's put some money up for grabs so they can earn some extra money in their pocket to spend it going racing the Pro Motocross Series across the summer, across the U.S., and that's exactly what they did. Lots to look forward to at Glen Helen, but let's talk about exactly who's making the money and how far back they are paying. Now, Friday's Stopwatch National is $30,000. Saturday, it's $35,000 in each class, and that's how they get up to the $100,000 total. They are paying the top 10 in all 3 events and all 3 classes. First place in all 3 days was going to get $10,000. Then on Friday, second place will get $5,000, third $4,500, fourth $2,500, fifth will get $2,000, sixth $1,700, down to $1,400, $1,200, $1,000. 10th place, the last person getting money on Friday, will get $700. Then Saturday in both classes, first place will get $10,000, second $6,000, third $5,500, $5,000 for fourth, fifth will get $2,500, all the way down to $700 for 10th again in both 250 and 450 classes on Saturday. Headline riders Dylan Ferrandis and Justin Barcia are coming out for the Troy Lee Designs Ducati Factory Racing Team. Their whole semi will be there. Troy Lee is a big sponsor of this event and a big supporter of Glen Helen, and excited to see them show up in full force. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to be racing as well, getting ready for the Paula and Hangtown Nationals. Going to be doing videos for MXA at Paula and Hangtown, and of course, we'll be covering the action from this weekend. Lots to look forward to. My wife will be selling sourdough bread. Mosman Sourdough Pantry will be out there in full force. I'm excited for the track changes, excited to see lots of friendly faces at Glen Helen, and excited to hopefully make some money. It's going to be a packed weekend of racing. Be sure to sign up online if you're going as a spectator or as a racer. Fill out the online waiver. This way it will be a lot quicker and easier for you to get in the gate. You can drive in the exit Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. You'll get your wristband and get checked in quickly and easily, and without having to fill out the online waiver going in the entrance gate. So thank you guys for watching This Week in MXA. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you guys at the track.
And here we are. And if you build it, they will come, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that turnout here at legendary and iconic Glen Helen Raceway, San Bernardino, California. So much to look forward to, Mark. And boy, that track looks a lot different than what I remember.
Yeah, and like Josh just told us, those guys did so much work behind the scenes. I mean, the MXA crew was out here in full force. It's pretty amazing on how much stuff both dirt bike and motocross action do on the back end when it comes to events here. And I know I'm here more often than I'm home. So, but thank you to the entire MXA crew. Like we said, Mosman, his wife is down there selling sourdough goodies. So if you want to maybe not obey that diet that you got going on, go see her down there. But lots of people here, and this is a normal Friday. That's pretty amazing. This is a normal Friday. That Bender Row is packed. There's still people coming in. Lots of semis down there. I know we got the Maxxis semi that's here for the NGPC this weekend. We're going to see course previews. There's going to be all kinds of stuff going on. This is just the very beginning of Motofest.
I'm pumped. I'm so happy to be here again. Thanks to Bud Feldkamp. Thanks to all of our great sponsors. Thanks to the industry for backing this. They are here. Over $100,000 being paid out. And you know, Justin Barcia is here as well, one of our headline riders. And Mark, from what I understand, he actually did our track preview, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He was definitely up for it and up for just about anything. So let's go to that track preview from Justin Barcia aboard that factory Ducati. So this is Justin yesterday. We posted this on the YouTube channel too. You can see this. But Justin coming back from injury and having, like we were talking about, some very impressive rides in Supercross. But that was Talladega, going through the famous Talladega turn. And all this stuff, this is a brand new section, but all of this stuff coming in, like Josh was talking about, lots of dirt being moved around, lots of innovative stuff. Dennis Stapleton having a lot of input into this track. Jody Weisel as well. So there's definitely a lot more loam going on in there. But Justin doing the revving of the motorcycle and going up Mount St. Helens, and then he'll turn around and come right back down. They wanted to make this course rider-friendly for guys like Justin, but then also rider-friendly for guys like me in my late 40s, early 50s, and then even for kids. So no major, big, huge do-or-die doubles or triples, a lot of tabletops, and a lot of stuff to where you can kind of run out. So this goes back up into the canyon section. We've seen them run this. They ran a portion of this in the two-stroke event that you saw live on Dirt Bike Magazine's YouTube channel, and then went through and revamped the hip jump right there, and then you go what we call going into the velodrome area. There's always unique rider point of view. He hits this triple. I mean, that's insane. So, but again, safe. If you don't want to hit that triple, you don't have to. They've added some rollers in the sand section to kind of slow it down, but it definitely makes it a lot harder to get through the stuff, and it does slow you down. I think that we're going to see some passing opportunities in that. All of this is a brand new section. It kind of comes up and goes a little bit more into kind of a slowing it down, and then makes stuff. This section is really interesting because a lot of riders were jumping a little bit higher, but all the jumps are, that kind of comes in and completes the lap, but all of the jumps are built back up. Stapleton was saying that he wanted to make it, this is a Dragon's back section that my son yesterday was going through it, and he said that it was kind of hard to figure out, but all of the jumps are built up, so they are going to hit and make you go a little bit higher on stuff, but all wanting to be safe. So this section kind of stays the same as what it was, and then this would come in right here, and as he goes over this and heads back to the start straight, that's a lap at Motofest for the motocross part of it. So thank you for Justin for giving us that insight to what it looks like to ride a factory Ducati.
And there they are. Troy Lee Designs Ducati. What a year of improvement it has been for them. So proud of those guys, too. It seemed like a far-away dream, a fantasy, when we heard rumblings a couple years ago Ducati was coming to MX and SX. And, boy, they are here. They are players. They have arrived. In fact, I heard coming in from the house announcer, Justin Barcia this morning, I think had a 2:38 lap. They're absolutely flying over there, smoking. So both Barcia and Ferrandis have a great opportunity to win this thing, win some big money this weekend.
Well, yeah, and there you can see right there, that is kind of the Troy Leave compound. It's going to take shape. There is going to be a stage there for a live band. There's going to be, again, lots of stuff. I know Southern California Motorsports and the Rob and the crew down there are on hand selling a bunch of Troy Lee gear and streetwear and stuff like that. But how cool is it to have two factory riders here? I know I saw Colt Nichols out there.
Yes.
On his HEP Suzuki that is basically a factory Suzuki. So
that's a heck of a story too, because I grabbed Colt when he was coming in, because you remember Colt cleaned up here last year. He won everything. He won $20,000. It was funny. I asked him, what'd you do with the money? He's smart. He said, I hid it. I hid it and I invested it. But I was covering the Supercross series a little bit this year and I asked Colt, are you coming? And he said, I'm not so sure I'm going to make it. But anyhow, he did. I'm going to tell that story in just a little bit. But first, Mark, I believe we've got something to talk about involving HYR.
Yeah, there's actually a shop now here on the premises, and we kind of went through there yesterday. So let's take a look at the brand new HYR Motorsports shop. So now that you've seen what Glen Helen's been doing on the track, now we can look at what Glen Helen's been doing off the track. They've teamed with HYR Motorsports, who has a full-blown dealership just down the road from Glen Helen, but now there's an on-site facility that has what you need. They got all kinds of stuff in here. Let's go check it out. So now we're inside the store, and as you can see, there is all kinds of stuff. You got tires, you got ETS race fuel stands, you got ice. When you need ice, you come here, they got ice. They got everything that you could possibly need. They have specialty tools, they have lots of handlebar options, they even have snacks, but wait, there's more. So now moving a little bit deeper into the store, like you said, all kinds of drinks, all kinds of snacks. You open up the drawers, there's all kinds of snacks in here, but there's more. You need tear-offs, you need goggle lenses, spark plugs, oil filters. There's a whole bunch of stuff that they got. Brake pads, chains, all kinds of stuff. They got first aid stuff in here. So let's go look at some more stuff. You got oils that you need, all the essential oils, ratio right cups, grips, handlebars, gas cans, anything you want. HYR has thought about it, and it's here. They're here Tuesdays and Thursdays when there's practice days, Saturdays and Sundays as well. There's always something going on at Glen Helen. And then if there is a specialty event, like here at Motofest, they're here on Fridays for all the people coming in on the weekend. And you can order from their store ahead of time. Say you're traveling, say you're doing something a little bit different, you're out of your comfort zone. You can call the store, order it ahead of time, have it delivered to the track. What more can you want? All kinds of amenities, just like you're at your local shop. So if you're coming to Glen Helen and you need some parts, HYR has you covered with the necessities and more. You can order from them if you want and have it shipped here or have it brought here. They even got cool stuff on TV. We're watching some live streaming right now. Back to you guys in the booth. So yeah, I mean, that's really cool that they have a shop on the premises now that you can come get stuff from at any point in time. They're open basically whenever Glen Helen's open. So really cool. Thanks to the Glen Helen and HYR for bringing the general store.
Always something going on here. And from what I understand, we are just moments away from getting this party started. Welcome once again, everybody. I'm Jack Korpela from Racing Jack alongside Mark Tilley from Dirt Bike Magazine. This is the Stopwatch National. as the riders are beginning to head up to the line here in just a little bit. We are getting closer and closer. $10,000 to be paid out today. It is just day number 1. Of course, this leads us to the big Motofest Pro Showcase tomorrow. So much going on. The question is, who will get the win? Look at that race course, prepped to perfection. So glad you guys are watching along with us. We got a long way to go the next 3 days, and it's about to get started here in just a few moments.
Yeah, so those riders need to start heading to the line, and I think it's time for the national anthem.
Let's go racing from a beautiful morning from San Bernardino, California. Legendary and iconic Glen Helen Raceway. Look at that view. High atop Mount St. Glen Helen, a racetrack that has been totally redesigned, ready for action, ready for some of the top pros in the world to compete for $100,000. Welcome everybody to Motofest.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited. Got the ETS Racing Fuels lineup. Dylan Ferrandis, Giacomo Redondi, Alvin Hillen, Tyler Lynn, Justin Heff, who went really fast in qualifying, Phil Nicoletti, Miles Monty, Dane Morales, Parker Ross, and Dylan Schwartz. Trevor Stewart, Colt Nichols, Justin.
Yeah, this lineup is absolutely stacked. As you take a look at it, some of the top pros from all around, and we will touch on all the different teams that are here. There's so much talent, all different ages too, as we give you a look. How about Trevor Stewart out there? Colt Nichols, as we said before, defending champion. Bam Bam Barcia, all eyes will be on him. Grant Harlan here. Man, this event is even more stacked than I thought, Mark. I think they're still rolling through the gate.
Got Joel Mesovic, Derek Kelly, Justin Rodbell, Enzo Timmerman, Derek Drake, Lane Lorenzo, another off-road guy.
Yes, it is a who's who.
You're right. This is stacked. Got Brandon Ray, Kyler Hockey, Dominic Desmond, Lex Turner, and Eric Acevedo. So lots of people on there. I wasn't actually counting as I was going down that list. So that seemed like more than 40 riders to me, but it could be 40 riders. So if you're watching or if you're listening to us on the PA and you're at the facility, you can go to Dirt Bike Magazine's YouTube channel right now. We are live. You can see what we're actually talking about. I know that the crew down there in the general store has it live on their stuff. The Troy Lee crew might actually have a TV and have it live on their stuff. So lots of stuff going on. If you want to see what we're doing, looks like that's Josh Mosman checking the gate to see where he's going to be on that gate. We do have, it looks like we got some fast laps, and it looks like Justin Heff.
Wow, congratulations to him. Coming off an injury. He was injured a couple months ago in Stead, Nevada, injured his ankle, didn't need surgery, thank goodness, but he's back here with the Pro Circuit team. He knows how to win here, won the two-stroke nationals a couple years ago. We'll see if he can do it. Getting back to Colt Nichols, though, can he repeat? He dominated it. I asked him this morning, what was the key? He said the key was getting a start. And then it was also interesting, as I asked him, I said, Colt, you told me in Philadelphia you weren't going to be here. What happened? He said he had to kind of move some mountains, but he won so much money last year he couldn't resist. The team gave him the okay. He said, when Supercross ended in Salt Lake City, he actually took the bike in his own pickup truck and delivered it here to Southern California so he wouldn't miss it.
Well, Colt's a gamer. When it comes to this kind of stuff, Colt's a racer. He's always been a racer. He's here to assert some of that dominance and win some of that money. But he did qualify down in 12th, right behind off-road rider Mason Simmons. I saw that Pit Boss Bob was down there on the line getting Mason's stuff ready. So Mason qualified right outside the top 10. Dayton Briggs was actually your top 10 guy. But so let's run down the top 10 qualifiers. We got Justin Heft, Derek Drake, Rafael Cho, Enzo Timmerman, Lux Turner, Justin Barcia, Dylan Ferrandis, Ryder Partridge, Justin Rodbell, and Dayton Briggs. And I believe that Dayton Briggs is the social media guy that just went from riding for the Moto Whips team, the KTM, and now he's on his own Yamaha. He went out and bought his own bike, and he's doing outdoors. So if you haven't checked his socials out, it's definitely entertaining.
No doubt about that, as these riders get the last look at the start course. Remember, we will be starting with greats, just like they do the Outdoor Nationals. That is super cool to see, and there is that big, beautiful Troy Lee Designs Red Bull truck. So glad they're here. Was able to talk with Troy this morning. He was smiling ear to ear. The team saying all wonderful things about Justin Bam Bam Barcia. So wonderful to have him back as well. He's been camped out here for days. Dylan Ferrandis, great to see him here. He just flew in this morning from Florida. Now, keep in mind, visited with him. Remember, we used to run Pro National here, and Dylan actually won a moto back in 2017, so he knows how to win at Glen Helen Raceway. There he is right there, the 14, trying to get it done for his boss, and there's your defending champion, Colt 45, Colt Nichols, taking a look at this race course. How about Filthy Phil Nicoletti here at the young age of 37? Great to visit with him this morning. Don't count out Phil. He had a heck of a performance not long ago here at the Two-Stroke Nationals.
Yeah, I'm surprised because he was kind of wishy-washy on whether or not he was going to come to this. I know that Andy White from FXR was trying to sign him up ahead of time for the NGPC race on Sunday, and Phil wasn't having it. He definitely was not having that. But like you said, Dylan, a lot of people forget that he's a national champion.
National champion, 2021 Pro Motocross champ.
He definitely, there's Phil right there looking angry as ever. But yeah, lots of people here. It's pretty amazing that we have so many people. And what you're seeing right now on screen is those are the greats that we talk about. That's essentially what they start on in Supercross. They allow the riders to bring their own greats to this event. I don't think they're going to do that for the showcase motos on Saturday, but we could be wrong. And then there's the guy in the MXA hat right there is Josh Hawley, who is doing most of the social media that you see on Glen Helen's social media for this event. So that's the man behind the promotions, doing lots of videos here. He'll have some videos on MXA's YouTube channel as well, but you're watching us now on Dirt Bike Magazine's YouTube channel. So again, lots of, I believe the entire Bar X team is here.
Yes, they are. I visited with them today. I think 5 motorcycles under that tent. They all had a great season in Supercross. Derek Drake going to step it up to a 450 today as well. Remember, for this race, the 450s, the 250s will run together. It is a catch-all, and it'll be interesting to see who gets the whole shot and pulls away on this brand new Glen Helen racetrack. Taking a look high atop the pits, this place packed, and they will continue to roll in the next couple days. I have a challenge too for all those top pros out there on the starting gate. Somebody's got to stick around to run an NGPC on Sunday. Wouldn't that be cool?
And any of the pros on the gate right now, if you want to ride on Sunday in the pro event, let us know. You can go over to the Dirt Bike Magazine motorhome that's out there. We will make sure that your entry is paid. You won't have to pay for your entry. If you want to try to go for whether it's 250, 450, we will make sure that somehow we get that entry paid for and you guys can try something new. This line is stacked.
I'm telling you, this
stacked.
is, if you're not at Glen Helen Raceway, I understand we got more than 1,000 people watching on the Dirt Bike Magazine YouTube channel. Get here, guys. Going to be an awesome weekend. All the stars are here. All the top talent are here. And I think we'll see more riders roll in throughout the weekend. And there is the man with the breathe right strip, the Colt 45 on that. Twisted T Suzuki. Can he do it again? That is the big question. He was dominant here last year. Can he back it up? He knows he's coming in with a big bullseye on his chest, though, because last year we didn't have Bam Bam Barcia here. It's great to see him. And like I said, Justin Barcia absolutely flying. I had to give Justin a bro hug yesterday, too, because I told him he gave me one of the biggest scares of my life, a lot of people's lives in Anaheim when he suffered a crash. But it speaks to his toughness and his perseverance that he was able to bounce back and come back to this sport so quickly. I talked with his team, and they were really touting that airbag suit as well. They feel like that really helped lessen the impact to Justin Barcia after such a nasty crash earlier this year.
Yeah, but we got to talk about a different Justin. Justin Heft throwing down a 2-minute, 34-second lap time to take the fastest lap in qualifying. Now, I know that there isn't what we're used to seeing, like the Pro Circuit Kawasaki team. This is the Pro Circuit Kawasaki and Precision Coatings Kawasaki off-road team. So lots of really good people over there, lots of people doing huge amounts of work behind the scenes. Fast House is Kenny and the crew at Fast House, a big portion of that program as well. But it's going to be really interesting to see what Justin Heft can do. We know he's in shape because he's used to going for an hour and a half plus. So we know that he'll definitely have that. And even more off-road guys here too. I know that we talked about the entire Bar X team being here, but I think everybody that has ever ridden for Mark Samuels and the SLR team is here as well. And they're not gonna take this lightly. They're gonna go for the gold for sure.
No doubt about it. In fact, Justin Heft with a new mechanic here this weekend, so good luck to Colt Tompkins. I saw them wrenching on the bike moments ago. Heft says he feels good. The good news for him is after the ankle injury a couple months ago, he did not need surgery, so was able to get back on the bike pretty quickly. He's positioned right next to Bam Bam Barcia as we take a look at the Bar X team and this gate filling up very, very quickly.
Yeah, and speaking of the SLR team, there is a new thing in the pits that if the name doesn't grab you, I don't know the bar well. I know it's grabbed you a couple times, Jack. I know that you're all about it. But we caught up with Mark Samuels, and he told us all about the brand new meal replacement bar, Mother F. All right, so if the name Mother F doesn't make you wonder what's going on underneath this tent, we got Mark Samuels. Mark Samuels, what is Mother F?
So Mother F, it's an all-new nutrition bar that me, my wife, and family started over about 11 months ago. And it's an all-organic whole food bar that's cold pressed, which literally means that it's just the organic raw ingredients pressed together in cold form, so it doesn't lose any nutrition value from overheating it or putting it in a process. So the only way that we preserve our bar is by honey. So it's got a lot of sugar in it, but it's purely from organic honey, and that's what preserves this. So we got a 6-month shelf life on this all organic food bar. It's naturally balanced with all the whole foods between your carbs, your fats, your proteins. It's an amazing bar.
So now, how did you come up with this? There's some kind of gene or some kind of something going on, and then where'd the name come from?
Yeah, so the name comes from, so my wife and I kind of started on our own little health journey, after having the 2 kids, and, you get into your 30s and you kind of start feeling like crap, and we did some testing and learned about some stuff, and there's a gene mutation called MTFHR, and they call it the motherfucker gene, the Mother F gene, Mother Effer gene. And it's where you can't process folic acid or B vitamins. It has to be methylated. It's a whole story, but through that process, it causes you to have a lot of inflammation and causes a lot of issues internally. So through that, that's where we went through. I eat a lot of bars, like especially pre-running Baja and all that stuff. So I was talking with my wife one night, and I was like, why don't we just create a bar that is MTFHR, gene friendly, and we came up with a name, and that's where the name comes from. But really, Mother F is for food, flavor, function. You know, like it's really embedding the F is for food.
So now, where can people find out a little bit more about the Mother F bar if they want to purchase it, or just a little bit more information?
Yeah, so we'll be out here at Glen Helen for the whole weekend. We go to quite a few of the NGPCs. I'm at pretty much all NGPCs, so you could always come talk to me just personally, even if we're not set up. But also you can go to our website. It's motherf.com, so super easy. We have our social, but we have a lot of stuff on our website to learn. And if you have any questions, just email us, even info@motherf.com or whatever. Track us down. If you have the gene mutation, reach out to us. But come try the bar. It's amazing. It tastes great, and there's nothing else like it on the market.
So now, I eat bars as well, going on long trail rides with the magazine, stuff like that. What makes this bar different than, say, a Cliff bar or a Power bar or something like that? Is it the ingredients, or what is it?
Yeah, so, you know, a lot of bars start off with like a good ingredient, but they put it through a process. Like they put it in like a hopper, and they spin it all up and put it into a mush, and it gets processed, like very processed down. So it loses all its nutrition value. And then they throw extra nutrition in there to like try to make up for it, but it's all processed bullcrap, really. So that's why it being a cold pressed bar, you don't lose any nutrition values, and you're keeping your raw ingredients of what it is, and that's the big difference.
All right, well, if you're looking for a healthy bar with sustained energy, check out the Mother F bar. Go to their socials, go to their website. Back to you guys in the booth.
That's right, back to us. How about
Yeah.
that? You're in two
I'm
places
saying
at
back
once.
to
But
myself.
Great job out there, Mark Samuels with the Mother F bar. I know a lot of riders have said positive things about that, and a lot of riders have said positive things about this racetrack, and we're about to put it to the test because helmets are on, goggles are on, bikes fired up. This is it. This is go time. $10,000 on the line today. Welcome once again, everybody, to the Stopwatch National. If you build it, they will come. That gate is packed. We are getting closer and closer, ladies and gentlemen. 30-second card up for Disco Jr. Look at this soil out here, just perfect. 16,000 gallons of water they put on this racetrack yesterday. Here comes the 15-second card. We are moments away from turning these top pros loose here at Glen Helen Raceway as we get set for one of the longest starts in all of motocross racing. Gate is down. Here we go into the new and improved Talladega turn. Who will get a whole shot? Keep an eye on that Kawasaki. Who got it? Is it Heft? Watch that Suzuki. Is that the 45 Colt Nichols?
That looks like Colt's up front. Now, there will be an ASV whole shot award as well, so we'll have to look back and see who got that.
Wow.
But there is, Heft is right there, right behind Ferrandis, right behind Barcia. Who is that number 92?
Is that Enzo? That's not Enzo, is it? Enzo Timmerman. We are off and running. This place absolutely stacked, but last year's champ, the man who won 20 grand here, the man who dominated, it looks to be more of the same. Colt Nichols, but behind him, oh my gosh, he's got Heft, he's got Barcia.
Enzo Timmerman out right behind Colt Nichols, but Colt, the defending champion, making it happen, getting out front early. So that might have been Timmerman with the whole shot. We'll have to check with the ASV crew down there. But so it looks like top four right now are Colt Nichols, Enzo Timmerman, Justin Barcia, and Justin Heft. A battle of the Justins.
Wow, Nichols picking up right where he left off. Let's see what Bam trying to make a move on Timmerman. Remember, Timmerman coming off a horrific Supercross injury that he just healed from, broken femur. So it's wonderful to have him back. He looks smooth out there, but we got a long way to go. This will be 30+1.
Whoa, Eddie Barcia to the inside, tripling in right there. We saw that on the track preview. I think he just, Timmerman stayed in front of him. Now, Timmerman is a rookie because I believe last year when he was racing this, he wasn't actually a full-blown pro, and he might still not be a full-blown pro. He might be going to Loretta's and stuff like that later on this year.
Barcia putting the moves on Timmerman. Colt 45, Colt Nichols continuing to pull away. What an assembly of talent. What a triumvirate 1, 2, 3 here as we wind down on lap number 1 at Glen Helen Raceway. Again, it'll be 30 minutes +1. We got a long way to go. It's Suzuki, Kawasaki, Ducati. Look at Barcia to the outside, trying something new. He's got a lot of seat time here in the last couple days. Smart move by Barcia to show up early, and that move potentially paying off because there goes Bam Bam Barcia into second place.
Well, and it's really cool that Barcia, you saw, was not following. He was going wide on lines, coming inside on lines. He was looking for a way around Enzo Timmerman, and he finally found it. Now he's looking for a way around Colt Nichols. I don't think Colt's going to let him just come on by, though, but that's a full lap. All this action going down on the first lap of the Motofest Stopwatch National.
Well, you know, Justin Bam Bam Barcia is a very wise veteran. He saw the coverage last year. He knows you can't let Colt Nichols pull away on this racetrack because Colt checked out last year. Bam Bam is not letting that happen. So we will see what's going to go down here. And I don't think Enzo Timmerman is losing much speed as well. We'll see who's coming behind him. Heft currently running fourth. Derek Drake out of Bar-X Yamaha on the 450 up to fifth place as Team Ducati continues to put in a great performance. One thing I'm noticing right away compared to what we saw a couple months here at the two-stroke nationals is how loamy and how soft this place is. Dennis Stapleton told me they moved buckets and buckets of dirt up that hill to make it softer. They took all the dirt. I said, where'd you get the dirt at? He said, at the bottom of the hills. All the dirt that ran down from rainstorms and just from wear and tear throughout the years, they moved it all to the top of the hill.
Whoa! That was the first time we've seen that. That was really cool.
Absolutely.
Was that Derek Drake who just did that line?
I believe it was.
Like it was. So
battling with Ferrandis.
Opening up a new line, kind of doubling over the side of making it another hip jump. But really cool. Nice to see Derek Drake. Derek Drake was out here for the two-stroke nationals or two-stroke world championships aboard a beta and did really well aboard that. But looks like Drake might be moving forward. It looks like Ferrandis still right there on him, but top five are all right there in the same straightaway.
Yes, they are.
Like you were saying, Dennis Stapleton being a big part of revamping this. Also, Josh Fout, Josh Mosman, the whole crew, all of Glen Helen crew. We say a crew at Glen Helen, but it's more like an army that makes this track happen all the time.
You're taking a look right now, the 14, Dylan Ferrandis, part of the Troy Lee Ducati team. As I said before, Dylan, no stranger to winning here at Glen Helen, won a 250 moto in pro motocross back in 2017. He's a 2021 national champion. Boy, he would love to add this to his resume. But right now, the Colt 45, Colt Nichols trying to hold off Bam Bam Barcia. These two very familiar with each other from many years of supercross and motocross racing. Asked Colt too, one interesting thing I said, was it a nice shot in the arm, a nice confidence booster to see Ken Roczen win the Supercross championship and to prove to everybody these Suzukis are still, despite what many say or many feel about them not being updated, are still very competitive. He said, oh yeah, it just reinforces what I already know.
Well, yeah, and it's a really cool thing when it comes down to all the moving parts that are part of that HEP Suzuki team. A lot of people that haven't been on the podiums of Supercross, the suspension crew, the Jamie at Twisted Development doing the motors, like lots of privateer type efforts, small business type efforts that went up against the big dogs of the sport and came away victorious, not only on Ken Roczen's back, but on all of those guys' back, to where it is a true team effort when it comes down to it.
Justin Barcia closing in on Colt Nichols. Look at this, going for the inside. Barcia, no stranger to this racetrack. Like I said, he certainly brought his A game, and he has spent a lot of time here. He's camped out with his family all this weekend. Right now, trying to find a way around the Twisted T Suzuki. Colt Nichols gives it a fistful of throttle, looks back. Colt says, wow, I don't remember this from last year. That's right, we got a battle, 1-2, starting to pull away $10,000 on the line here this morning at Glen Helen Raceway.
Man, Barcia is the only one that we've seen sending that trip line. It goes to the inside.
Barcia to the inside. Ladies and gentlemen, your new leader, Justin Bam Bam Barcia, Troy Lee Ducati to the front.
Man,
Colt countering back.
We might have to get an IWC Power Sports replay on that one. That was a pass and for the lead, making it happen. If you look at Barcia, he's moving around on the track. Nichols is kind of set in his lines and doing what he's doing, but Barcia's moving around. He's the only one going to the outside right there. But, man, those guys have not dropped Timmerman and Heft.
Unbelievable. Justin Bam Bam Barcia to the front. Again, I got a tear in my eye. Let's take another look at this. Bam Bam was lurking. He was stalking to the inside. I don't think Colt was expecting this move. Barcia, a fistful of throttle, able to clear him easily.
Well, that you could tell that Ducati's fast, because I know that Twisted Tea Suzuki's fast. It's definitely fast. So really cool. Thanks to the crew up here for getting us for that IWT Tire Pros instant replay.
And you want to talk about a heartwarming story again. Mark, were you at the Anaheim Supercross race where Barcia got hurt?
I was not. I was watching it on TV, and just like everybody else, it was one of those things to where not only Barcia, but
Malcolm
Stewart, holding your breath for those guys. But, man, it's such a testament to all of that protective equipment Troy Lee Designs has on that man, and all the protective equipment that was on Stewart as well. So we've come a long way for those guys to be able to maybe not get up and walk away, but they were under their own power and they were able to get off the track and still be doing this. Mookie came back a couple weeks later. Barcia came back at the end of Supercross.
Yeah, what's special is I know in that moment everybody thought, is his racing career over? Is this it? But here we are just 4 or 5 months later, and not only is his racing career not over, he is leading the Stopwatch National for Troy Lee's Ducati Red Bull team, and he's starting to pull away on Colt Nichols just a little bit. Got a long way to go and a lot of fast guys behind him. We'll give you an update, but there is the man who swept it last year. But Colt, the Sage veteran, he knows what's that old cliche in motocross, two's as good as a one here in Moto number 1.
Yeah, well, and we'll have to see if Colt maybe tightened up a little bit. Maybe he wanted now he can go to work. He can see where Barcia's making up time. That big triple right there is one of the places that he's making up time. Seems like Barcia's going to the outsides in a lot of places that these guys are still going to the insides. So he's kind of flowing a little bit more and making things happen. It looks like Timmerman's starting to come up on Colt Nichols. So if Colt doesn't find some more speed here, Timmerman and Heft and Ferrandis are going to be right up on him. I think we saw Rod Bell come in the picture there as well.
Yeah, Rod Bell racing for SLR Honda, the Mother F team, here this weekend as we get a good look at Timmerman, 21. Certainly a young man with a bright future. As I said, unfortunately, his season was derailed in Arlington, Texas, Supercross practice where he broke his femur, but he's back on the bike, putting his toughness and his skills on display and trying to find a way around Colt 45. I think Colt is finding out the competition this year has raised the bar on
definitely.
What we saw last year.
There's a lot more speed out on that track, but it looks like Barcia is faster on the back section of the track, and then you come around to the front section here, and Colt seems like he moves up a little bit, or maybe Barcia made a little bit of a mistake. Barcia looks like he's going in and redoing some lines and going from there. So lots of really interesting things going on. And with this, remember, Colt is one of Colt to the inside. Colt couldn't make it happen, but Colt is one of the riders in this top 3 who has had a full race season under him. So that could help him because he knows that he's making it to where he knows where his fitness is, where these guys, Justin Barcia and Timmerman, they're trying to find their fitness, and they're kind of racing themselves back into shape.
Colt Nichols 14th this year in Supercross points, and admittedly, by his own account, had some disappointing races, but certainly showed that he had the speed at times. One of the most talented guys out there, no doubt. He told me he's very excited, too. Some of the top executives and engineers from Suzuki are here all the way from Japan this weekend. It is an international happening, and that just shows you how important this event is and how it's on the radar of so many people worldwide.
Exactly. I mean, this is an important stop. It's important to Troy Lee. He's got both his riders out here. I know there's some Ducati brass that's going to fly in for Paulus, so looking forward to talking to some of those guys. But yeah, I've got to be impressed so far with Justin Heft. setting the fastest lap time in qualifying and holding it down for the off-road crew. As of right now, I believe he's in 5th. So still up there, still making it happen. So hopefully he can stay up there and hold it down for the entire off-road crew. There's Justin Heft going by that new section right there. So aboard that. Oh, Barcia, is that Barcia down? That's Barcia. Barcia went down. So Colt back into the lead. We'll have to see if we have that on tape to see if we can see what happened to Barcia there. Looks like maybe he just might have tucked the front end. So now changing it up. Barcia pushing a little hard. Maybe he's getting tired, but Colt out front. Can Timmerman run Colt Nichols down? So that puts that man right there, Justin Heft, on that PC Precision Coatings Pro Circuit Kawasaki, backed by Fast House. We'll see him racing all weekend long. And here we go with the IWC Tire Pros instant replay of what happened.
Let's see if we can ascertain what happened. We told you, those corners so soft, so loamy. They moved a ton of dirt around, and Barcia found one of those phantom Glen Helen holes.
It looks like he tucked the front end going in, and he might have hit that marker, one of those tires. So that's really cool. They got the drone shot to show us exactly what happened on that IWC Tire Pros instant replay. So Colt Nichols out front. We might have spoke a little bit too soon. Maybe this was part of his plan. Now he's gone to work, and now he's got the rookie on his tail.
Well, we still got a long way to go. A lot of things can change, especially when you're at the roughest, toughest track in all the land. And I think what happened to Bam Bam moments ago speaks to what track designer Dennis Stapleton told me pre-race. He said, hey, more water, softer. You know what that means? More ruts. So these riders, beware. He said the goal was to not only change Glen Helen, but slow it down a little bit. Change the complexion. There's something, too, to take note of. Mark, at the bottom of these hills, he made the turns a little tighter, and he said that will provide an opportunity for more mistakes, which could provide more passing opportunity. Whoa! Cool. Well, I don't know if that's the way they designed that one, but Enzo Timmerman says, I'll take this as a sky jump, as he just launched himself off of that corner.
Yeah, wow, that was impressive. That was just like what we thought. I think Drake did that earlier in the race, but man, he had 1 foot off doing a little bit of styling. Man, these guys are going so fast that they're already starting to get into lappers. So the lapped rider right there has got to know that there's a race going on and you're not in it, so you got to get out of the main line.
Well, we want to thank all of our volunteers and all of our workers here this weekend, because they are set up with a big staff, and they've got those blue flags ready. Keep an eye on Dylan Ferrandis. He's on the move now with the Troy Lee Ducati. We'll have to get an update of exactly where Justin Barcia ended up here. It's moto number 1. Remember, it's a 2-moto system to pay out our $10,000 to the winner here today. It's Nichols, Temmerman, Ferrandis up the 3rd, Heft, Barcia, your top 5. Derek Drake on his Bar X 450 in the 6th place. SLR Honda of Rod Bell in 7th. Turner out of the Bar X team on 8th. Not bad for, I think Turner's our highest ranking 250 racer, hanging with the 450s.
Rod Bell might be on a 250 as well. But I think I saw in that little thing, I think I saw Phil Nicoletti in the top 10.
Filthy Phil, don't sleep on him. Watched him practice moments ago. He's really enjoying being a brand ambassador for Team Husqvarna, and says that he's ready to go. Look at this, Timmerman with a move to the outside. Boy, Colt Nichols has had to deal with an onslaught of offense from not only Barcia, but now Timmerman. Timmerman looks in mid-season form.
And Dylan Ferrandis is starting to come on strong as well. Dylan, another one of those riders that raced the whole series, so he's in race shape. So he's kind of filling stuff out. I'm really impressed with how deep this track is. Like, they brought in so much dirt. Those guys, I mean, these are some of the best riders in the world, and they're having trouble negotiating the ruts and getting the power to the ground. So really great job to the entire Glen Helen crew of getting this track dialed. Perfect weather for racing. You can't ask for anything more.
Yeah, I'm just not used to seeing it so loamy that normally it's so hard packed and so slick. I always tell the story when I walked these hills, you could slide down them. Now it looks like traction is a little more plentiful. I love the changes. Dennis Stapleton said it was a total of 9 days with heavy equipment out here to really change the complexion of Glen Helen Raceway. And we are being treated to some epic horsepower theater. Hope you are loving it. Down below in the comments, let us know you're watching. Share with a friend. This is just the beginning of a long weekend. It is Motofest 2026. Mark Tilley, Jack Korpela here with you on the call. And boy, we're off to a great start. Even though it looks a lot like last year so far, can anybody stop the Twisted T Suzuki of the 45 of Colt Nichols? Here comes Timmerman.
Timmerman sticking a wheel in there, letting Colt know that he's there. He did it on the other end of the course, and now he's doing it on the back end in the sand section that we in Bud's Creek, as we call it. But trying to change up lines just like Barcia was doing earlier in the race. Timmerman going around the outside, looking for a little bit of an advantage and seeing what he can do just to make up a little bit of time, because he's got Dylan Ferrandis on that Ducati on his tail as well, and more lapped riders coming in, so these guys are definitely making it look easy.
Yeah, they're going to come up on a lot of lapped riders here in the next few minutes. That could change the complexion of this race. Look at the great fan turnout here this morning, too. 10:55 a.m. on the West Coast, but everybody's up bright and early for the show. And Mark, that's the one thing I was telling you that I love about this race. But I mean, who has a pro national at 10:55 on a Friday morning? I'm spoiled. I feel like we've got this special hidden treat that not everybody knew about last year, but people are starting to catch on real quick.
Oh yeah, no, it is a very special treat to where this doesn't happen. You don't get this kind of stuff. You don't get these kind of riders coming out. You and then have a track of this facility of this par for Glen Helen. Lots of stuff coming into effect here, but again, this is a normal Friday afternoon. People taking off work to come here.
Yeah, good day to call in sick. Nod,
exactly.
nod. Wink, wink. Hopefully your boss isn't watching. Hopefully we're not distracting your work day, but we're loving every single minute of it, and we know a lot of people here in attendance are as well. That man's loving every minute of it because the big bad Twisted T Suzuki of Colt 45, Colt Nichols, continues to lead the way around legendary and iconic Glen Helen Raceway. Can he take it to the checkers? He's got some lap traffic to contend with, and Timmerman continues to ride on his tail. And keep an eye on the Ducati of Dylan Ferrandis, because I think he continues to close that gap as well.
Yeah, no, it's definitely good racing up front. I'm really surprised that these guys are coming into lapped riders this early. Hopefully those lap riders didn't have any kind of issues, but looks like Colt did a fast lap. He's got lots of speed and was able to pull out, where this time last lap Timmerman was right on his rear wheel. So it looks like either Timmerman kind of backed off a little bit, but it looks like Ferrandis is all over into Timmerman, and it looks like Timmerman must have went down or something happened. He pulled off to the side of the track.
Oh no.
We'll have to see if we can get a replay on that one as well, but Ferrandis now and he almost goes down. So Ferrandis now in second place behind Colt Nichols. So we've had Barcia go down and while leading, and now Barcia's
look
back
at this.
there.
Colt almost into a lapper.
And it looks like Timmerman's moving.
Something not right on that Kawasaki.
So something's wrong there.
Looking back, tough break for him because he was having such a good ride. The good news for him, with this being a long weekend, even if today is somewhat spoiled, he's got a new opportunity tomorrow in the Pro Showcase with the 450s and the 250s. But right now, problems for Enzo Timmerman. That's going to change the complexion of this race. And what we have learned so far, more than ever, no lead is safe at Glen Helen Raceway. One of these phantom holes, one of these phantom ruts jump out at you. You got to believe, Mark, I'm no soil expert, but when you move this much dirt, there could be some soft spots out there. There could be some spots that develop bigger holes than we're used to, and that could play a big factor.
Just look at those ruts on the start straight. I mean, that's pretty amazing. Like you were saying, I'm at Glen Helen all the time. I haven't seen it like this in a long time. So really, just a shot out like right there. That the rear wheel is disappearing in those ruts. So really cool to see. And again, no locals have any kind of advantage over this kind of soil, because this doesn't happen at Glen Helen very often.
Yeah, I didn't know Glen Helen could be this soft. It's really cool, though, and they do such a great job of changing this track every time we're here, but it is a completely different race course now. Justin Heff, as I said, won the two-stroke nationals at this racetrack, also won the day in the dirt, so he knows how to get it done at Glen Helen Raceway, and he's looking smooth here today. They've got that Pro Circuit Kawasaki dialed. Bones Bacon with us here this weekend, the suspension expert. May even have the great Mitch Payton in the house. He's not far away. He may come out and check out on his boys, but oh, look at that. That, I think, speaks to these tighter turns that Dennis Stapleton has put in at the bottom of these hills. I asked Dennis, I said, what's your best advice to some of these guys just coming off the airplane or getting here early? He said, it's going to be more finesse than you're used to at Glen Helen. It's not a just twist it wide open, pound it at the bottom of these hills. You've really got to approach these 180s with some finesse.
Yeah, well, right now, really, really impressed with Justin Heff being able to be out there. Another off-road guy up there in 14th is Ryan Surratt. It's a bike we built just for this race, and it's actually an off-road bike. He's riding a Johnny Campbell Racing motorcycle, got a big tank on it and everything, because he was saying that he didn't think that he could make the moto for on a stock tank, because the stock Honda tanks are a little bit smaller. But nice to see lots of guys out here. Apparently Mason Simmons might be out.
Oh no.
Not sure. He was listed down there in like 38.
Look at Dylan Ferrandis pulling up on the Colt 45. Could Colt get passed by his second Ducati of the day? Dylan, feeling good. Like I said, Dylan did not have much seat time here. Just got off the plane from Florida this morning, got into practice. I saw him pressure washing off his boots. The track was a little muddier than he expected. His team went to work, washed the bike, and right now, Dylan Ferrandis, winner here back in 2017 at the AMA Pro Motocross 250 National, is trying to get another moto win. Colt Nichols is like, man, who invited the Ducati boys this year? He had to contend with Barcia. Now he's got Ferrandis hot on his tail, and we still got a ways to go.
Yeah, and like I said, both of these guys have been racing all year long so far, made it to all the events. So they're in race shape. So it's going to be a knockdown, drag-out battle from here on out. And Colt might have got a little bit of a shot in the arm, because now he sees that I wouldn't want to. I know that Colt doesn't want to see another Ducati go around him.
Two guys that are extending their careers too, and I love to see that in this sport. Mark, you know, it wasn't long ago, once you hit your 30s in motocross, you were old, right? Right now, Colt Nichols 32, Dylan 31. They both appear to still be in the prime of their careers, and I love it. These guys are finding a way to stay healthy. They're taking care of their bodies, and they're making these careers last. Filthy Phil made me last. I asked Phil Nicoletti about that. He said, yeah, we figured out you can't really make money elsewhere. You got to extend your careers. But, hey, just like Tom Brady in the NFL and some of the great athletes out there, we're seeing these guys go the distance.
Well, and if they can be up there and running up front and doing stuff, I love to see it. I know most of these guys love riding dirt bikes. That's why they're still doing it. But so Colt starting to pull back out a little bit on that Ducati, but Dylan not going anywhere, that's for sure.
I think Colt is faster on the back section, but I think this is the section where Dylan starts to reel him in a little bit. Dylan's
going down. Couple riders
down. On the new, freshly prepped, redesigned Glen Helen racetrack. It has got a lot of these people guessing. Colt, to my point, there's a perfect example. Colt didn't have any seat time prior to this morning. He rolled in for the very first time with his team. So even though he won this event last year, he's figuring out this new track layout as he goes.
And it looks like we're with Barcia. Barcia's back down in 7th now behind Rod Bell. But yeah, the Barcia running up front early, and like you said, that's a testament to their suspension guy and their motor guys and the whole team. Oh, rider going off. That looked like that was Ferrandis going off.
Oh no,
he went around that jump. So for the AMA, does he get a penalty for that? it seems like they give him a penalty for anything. Maybe there was a hand gesture there that might not have worked out for him. But it looks like he just kind of bounced off. No harm, no foul, back on. We're not going to give him any penalties, but we're just in the booth. We're not official, so we might have to come back around to that. But, yeah, great racing up front. You can tell Ferrandis is pushing his comfort zone because he's going off the track a little bit. So I think you're right. I think on that other side, Ferrandis is a little bit quicker than Colt, but then we start after the downhill here. It seems like Colt was a little bit quicker last lap. We'll have to see what it's like this lap.
Last year's big winner, the 45, Colt Nichols, continues to lead him around, but here comes the quick charging Dylan Ferrandis as we give you a look. Moments ago, we told you it is so soft out here with all the soil that they have pushed around the last 9 days.
But cross-ready.
It's easy to do, that's for sure. Easy to make a mistake.
Amazing drone footage right there. We got our guys in the air. We have 2 or 3 drones, I think, in the air, and we'll have them all weekend long, getting us that IWC Tire Pros instant replay. But just cross-rutted and went off the track. No foul there. I don't think he gained any time. So Colt Nichols still out front, looking poised to take a win. He's kind of the one that hasn't made any major mistakes.
No, very consistent. It is a Colt-esque ride. He's putting his world-class conditioning on display right now. We know that all of those Suzuki boys, their fitness is just next level. And as I told you before, Colt wanted to enter this race so badly. Last week in Supercross, Salt Lake City, put the 45 in his pickup truck, personally delivered it right here to Glen Helen Raceway for an opportunity to win $20,000. Why wouldn't you?
Well, and what a lot of people might not remember is Colt is a Supercross champion. So he not known for motocross, but he was a Supercross champion, a 2-time Supercross champion, and then
we got two to go.
2 times.
That's all right.
They're telling us 2 to go,
hearing.
not two championships. I was like, wait a minute. Nah, he hurt his wrist.
Here comes Dylan Ferrandis on the Troy Lee Red Bull Ducati on the rear end of Colt Nichols. Can Colt hold him off? Dylan has got 2 laps to make his move. What a battle. What a fight to the finish here. It is day number 1 of Motofest.
Around the outside.
Dylan
sets him up for the inside. Can he make it happen? Colt shuts the door. Oh, no.
There's a lot of passing lanes here.
Him.
Your new leader, Dylan Ferrandis, on the Troy Lee Ducati. And his team going nuts. Now, can Colt Nichols answer back?
Yeah, Dylan better go because Colt's coming for him. And he's on the inside
Look at
right
this.
now.
Colt putting some of that Suzuki horsepower on display. Slight bobble there, though, and I think that's where this new track layout, this new track design may have caught Colt off guard a little bit. It was a little loamy, a little deep in that particular section.
Well, and on that section we saw on the track map, we're going to take a look back at that, I think. But on that track map, we saw that inside has a little bit of a jump coming up to it that wasn't there before. So that might be what Stapleton was talking about, changing the track around and making it maybe a little bit. So we'll take another look at this.
Let's take a look at this pass. What a treat here on Friday morning. 2 of the biggest stars from Supercross, Motocross. Dylan was stalking, lurking. He found a way around, and he is your new leader for the 2nd time here in this moto. A Ducati leads the way, but what did we learn before? Don't ever count out the Colt 45. Let's see if he's got something up his sleeve, as he's got about a lap and a quarter to make his move on Dylan.
Well, and you saw that Dylan was moving to the inside there. Colt was trying to get to that inside line to block him, and he just kind of bounced out of that line. So maybe going a little bit too fast trying to block him off, but he just kind of bounced out of that line. But again, Justin Heff still in 3rd place. I believe that's a lapper that's going by right there.
Nichols, Ferrandis, Heff, Drake, Turner, your top 5 as they'll get the white flag this time by. And man, how pumped up is Troy Lee going to be if his man Dylan Ferrandis, who just got off a plane this morning, can take the checkers here in Moto number 1. The 14 is looking fast, looking smooth. Here comes Melissa waving that white flag. 1 to go, last opportunity for Colt Nichols. Now, here's where I wonder, take me inside the mind of the racer. Do you think Colt, based on how this has gone, may be content to just hang back, take that second? Two's as good as a one.
Yeah, I don't think that Colt has that mentality. I think he's going to want it, but that is in the back of his mind. He's going to push to the end to see if Dylan makes a mistake. He's right there to capitalize. He's already seen one Ducati go down, so he's probably trying to hope and pray that other one goes down as well, and he gets that win. But yeah, when it comes to, I believe it's paid overall, so he's thinking money. When it comes down to money, he's thinking money. But, man, Justin Heff holding it down for the off-road community for sure, running in third place right now aboard that PC Kawasaki, making it look good, and I believe that's Derek Drake right behind him. But I think he's got a little bit of a gap that he can make that happen. So really cool to see.
Yeah, Team Pro Circuit would certainly be pumped up with a podium performance here in the first moto. Again, $10,000 going out to our winner. I think they're paying all the way back to 20th position. We'll give you an update on that. But as for now, Dylan Ferrandis continues to lead the way. So impressive what that team has been able to do with the Ducati. Spoke with Dylan this morning, and he said he feels like the Ducati has the strongest motor out there. He said really all their development this year has come with refining the chassis, and he feels like that gets better each and every race. There's a man who did exceptionally well in Supercross this year, Lux Turner. That entire Toyota Redlands team, they really brought it. A lot of top tens for them. I understand their team owner is here this weekend too. Very pumped up to be a part of Motofest.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool to see you got Drake and Turner right there. And then Schwartz not that far back. Mosman, Josh Mosman. It looks like Mosman is in the top 8.
The hometown boy,
wow,
picking up
that's
some spots
impressive as well.
Coming up on, he's right behind Barcia, so we'll see what Mosman can do. He's got more seat time here than just about anybody, but we are just a few turns away. It is the final lap of Moto number 1 of the Stopwatch National. Day number 1 of Motofest here from San Bernardino, California, Glen Helen Raceway. One of our great sponsors, Troy Lee, about to go wild if his man, Dylan Ferrandis, the 2021 Pro Motocross champion, can take the win in the opening moto here on his Ducati. Some lap traffic to contend with. One more turn. And ladies and gentlemen, your winner, checkered flag moto number 1, Dylan Ferrandis, followed closely by Colt Nichols. Man, it's going to be an epic moto
and
number
Justin
2.
Heff come across the line in third. So I got to leave you, and I got to head down to the podium and interview these guys.
We look forward to that. What a tremendous battle it was. And like we said, we are stacked with so much talent here this weekend. A lot of guys testing, getting ready for the Pro Motocross Championship coming up in Paula. And they've taken this as an opportunity to not only practice, but also to race and to try to win some money. But the big winner in moto number 1, Team Ducati's Dylan Ferrandis, getting it done. We're going to talk to him when we return. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. Motofest, we'll be right back here from Glen Helen Raceway.
The second annual Glen Helen Motofest, presented by Troy Lee Designs, is brought to you by ETS Fuels.
Before the gate drops, there's a moment when preparation and confidence merge as one. ASV's S1 Series single pivot adjustable reach levers are forged for maximum strength, backed by a 1-year unconditional guarantee. Because when that moment comes, reliability is everything.
Welcome back, everybody. We are off to a great start here at the second annual Motofest at iconic and legendary Glen Helen Raceway, presented to you by Troy Lee Designs. And what a start Mr. Troy Lee and his Red Bull Ducati team is off to, because Dylan Ferrandis getting the win in a very entertaining Moto #1 of the Stopwatch National, followed closely by Oklahoma's Colt Nichols. Justin have really moved up the pack. Congratulations to him. He comes home with a podium finish. Derek Drake on the Bar X 450 up to the #4 spot. Lux Turner, how about Lux on a 250? Coming home with a top 5. Justin Rodbell to SLR Honda from Prince Frederick, Maryland. He comes home 6th. Justin Bam Bam Barcia, who led for a little while, ends up finishing 7th. Keep an eye on him in Moto #2. He has some world-class speed. Josh Mosman, the hometown boy, really put it on there second half of the Moto and did a great job. Let's take you all the way back. Ryan Surratt, followed by Grant Harlan. Antoine Nordstrom, Dare DeMartil in 14th, Colt Timbo, Filthy Phil Nicoletti coming home in 16th, Alvin Hillman, Chase Haynes, Derek Kelly, Miles Monty. As I said, this place is stacked. We'll try to call everybody out throughout the weekend. But again, the story, they expected about 42 riders to fill the gate. They got over 70. That's why we had to have qualifying here this morning. And look at the who's who. Tyler Lynn back in 21st. There's a guy who's won Baja several times. That tells you how tough it is out here with this amount of talent. It is a quasi-pro national, and that is what Bud Feldkamp wanted to build, the owner of Glen Helen Raceway. Thank you very much, Bud. We do appreciate it. This event continues to get bigger and badder. And I understand we're going to give away the whole shot bonus first.
Here on the podium. First things first, Okay, Jack, we're down here on the podium. Got Colt Nichols. First things first, let's get Bob from ASV in here, and let's give Colt Nichols some money.
So, Colt, on behalf of ASV Inventions, I'd like to give you a whole shot check award for $200. Great job. You're on a roll. I think you got most of them last year, and I'm hoping that ASV clutch lever kind of helped out. It's all the ASV clutch. Awesome. And then I'm going to cash it for you right here. So there you go, bud. Congrats.
All right, thanks a lot, Bob. Now, Colt, couple Ducatis in the mix with you today. Take us through your race.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Like you said, I got out to a really good start, and then had a pretty good pace. And then Barcia, these Ducatis are really quiet. I can't hear them at all. So actually, pretty good advantage for those guys. But Barcia was able to sneak in by me, and then pressured him a little bit. Kind of was able to catch back up. He unfortunately made a mistake, crashed, and then led the rest of the race all the way till 2 laps to go. Then Dylan got me. So unfortunate to lead the whole race and then end up losing it with 2 laps to go. But we got redemption for the next one. Just hopefully I can get out to another good start and see what we can do.
Well, that's saying a lot coming from you on that Twisted Tea Suzuki, because I know that Jamie and the crew at Twisted Development have that bike going really fast. So for you to say that Ducati's fast and it's quiet, that's definitely saying something.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like they were they had a good pace. Like I said, they're just really quiet, and obviously Dylan is an incredible rider, and this track was super challenging. It's tough to get a flow. It's like kind of stop and go in some spots. So just got to be smart, got to try to go out to end, set the track up pretty good, but yeah, go regroup and get ready for Moto 2.
So is there anything you're going to do in between motos to get ready, or just kind of relax, maybe hydrate, and then come back?
Yeah, just hydrate, get some food, maybe do a few little clicker changes on the bike, and then get ready for Moto 2.
Well, we were talking a little bit about that, asserting some dominance. So hopefully we see you come back in the second moto and assert some of that dominance. We'll be right back with you. We're going to look for Justin Heff. So if Justin Heff's out there, we need to get him down here. But we're going to come right back. But back to you for now, Jack.
Thank you very much, Mark, and we certainly appreciate the whole shot bonus. You see the $100,000 livery up there on that very cool Glen Helen wall that they change every single event, and that is what this is all about, giving back to the sport, an opportunity for some individuals who have been working so hard all year in Supercross, getting ready for motocross, to come out here, do some testing, and win some money. Like I said, Colt Nichols, who you just spoke to, was able to win it all last year, and I do believe, is Mark Tilley standing by? He is standing by. Let's send it back down to Mark Tilley.
All right, Jack, we're back down here on the podium. We found Justin Heff. Justin Heff was going down and kind of taking it easy already. Now, you haven't been on the bike very long. You got hurt at one of the off-road rounds. Tell us a little bit about the injury, and then tell us about your race.
Yeah, dude. I've been back on the bike for like 2 weeks. I sprained my ankle about a month ago, and had to just take a few weeks off. But man, I was feeling pretty good out there. I got a little pumped up. I haven't done a motocross race in years, and this track was pretty deep for me. But I got off to a good start. I had some good opening laps, and I rode it home in third. You know, I thought I got fourth, but I think something happened to the guy in front of me, so I'll take it.
So now, you're racing basically all weekend long. You're going to race today, you're going to race tomorrow, and then you're going to race on the pro race on Sunday for the hour and a half. What's your thinking behind this? You haven't been on the bike for very long. Are you going to try to just leave it all out there, or are you going to try to conserve a little bit?
No, dude. I'm taking it day by day. I'm going to give it everything I have in Moto 2 and give it everything I have tomorrow, and then ride it home on Sunday.
All right, now I know that there's a lot of people behind you to thank. Who would you like to thank for getting you here after the injury? And I know there's team, there's family, there's all kinds of people. Who would you like to thank?
Yeah, Pro Circuit Kawasaki, they're sticking behind me. We got this bike working pretty good. You know, it feels good to be on a motocross bike. You know, everyone at home, my parents, my girlfriend, my family, you know, everyone sticks behind me and supports me good. And, you know, Fast House, Gasper Racing, my mechanic Cole for coming out and hooking me up. There's so many people. TRE, he's always coming through and giving me the parts I need. And Hatch Racing, X-Brand goggles, Alpine Star boots, Dunlop tires, rental, and dude, anybody else I forgot, thank you.
All right, well, congratulations on third place. We look forward to seeing you in the second moto. Maybe you might be able to get up a little bit higher, but back to you, Jack.
Yeah, very impressive. Congratulations, Justin Heff. Only 2 weeks back on the bike from injury, and what we told you about earlier in this broadcast too, something that I actually was involved in, is that's bringing the great NGPC series to Motofest, and how about that? Immediately yielding results with one of the off-road regulars, Justin Heff, doing well out here with the Moto Boys as we take a look at the iconic Glen Helen Hollywood sign. I do believe we've got our winner standing by. Let's send it back down to Mark Tilley.
All right, Jack, we're back down here on the podium with the winner. Now, you didn't start up front, but you started kind of, I guess you did kind of start up front, but you had to move your way through some riders. Take us through your race, Dylan.
Yeah, I got a really good start. I think I beat everyone right at the gate, and by the end of the straightaway, everybody passed me with raw speed. I guess the scoop tire, I was using the regular one for the track and not for the start, so I guess that help a lot. And yeah, I just, for me, I came from last week, I was riding Supercross, so we need to, with the team, we need to learn for this bike in motocross, so I didn't want to rush, I didn't want to do anything stupid. It was just about learning what the bike is capable of doing on this type of track and see where I am. And then, yeah, I see the guys doing mistake, fading a little bit, so yeah, just use it to my advantage. But yeah, like I said, I was... the last 18 weekends in a row, I've been riding Supercross, so riding motocross today is pretty tough and challenging for me, but yeah, it's a good training. We have to race in 2 weeks, so yeah, shout out to the team. I think it's the first moto win for the Troy Design Red Bull Ducati team, so pretty happy, and yeah, I mean, all the sponsors that makes this event happen, and everybody helping us in the team.
Now, there was a lot going on in front of you with your team out front and then going down. Once you got behind Colt and you felt like you could make that pass for the lead, we saw you kind of come to the inside. You were changing up your lines a lot. And do you remember passing Colt?
Yeah, for sure I remember, but it was tough. There was not many way to pass on this track, so I had to really find a way, force a little bit my way with him. Obviously, we've been friends for so many years. We've been teammates in 250 a lot, so a lot of respect between us. And yeah, I was pretty happy I got to pass him and win the moto.
Now, coming from the brand first year of this motorcycle and racing, what was one thing that kind of caught you off guard when you first got on the Troy Lee Designs Ducati? Was it suspension? Was it motor? What impressed you the most?
I mean, the engine. I think the engine is the one of the strongest of the paddock. So the engine is just super, super strong, powerful, and fast. Like in Supercross, I pushed the team to slow it down. So really, the engine is one of the strongest point of the bike.
All right, well, we'll let you. We kept you long enough. We'll let you get back and rest. And so back to you, Jack. Sorry about that.
Thanks so much, and congratulations, Dylan Ferrandis and Team Red Bull Ducati. Congratulations, Troy Lee. How appropriate, because Troy was a driving force behind getting together with Glen Helen's Bud Feldkamp and creating this event. They are victorious in Moto number 1, but we've got a lot to talk about here in Moto number 2. As we get set, we'll see that later on today. As we continue here from Glen Helen Raceway. What an awesome Moto number 1 we witnessed again. You never know who's going to be here. This field is absolutely stacked. Let's take you back to some highlights. The longest turn in all of motocross, the new, fresh, revamped Talladega Freeway into Talladega turn. But because it's so loamy and because there's been so much dirt moved around, we're seeing some deep ruts. We're seeing some trouble spots. That didn't stop Justin Barcia in the beginning as he was able to get around Colt Nichols, but the phantom hole here in Southern California did, unfortunately for him. Look at Enzo Timmerman skying it off that jump, finding some of those new lips. Colt 45 leading it around until Dylan Ferrandis, who told us moments ago he was showing patience. He was waiting for a mistake. He found one, and Dylan Ferrandis taking the checkered flag. Congratulations, but that's just Moto number 1. Remember, it is a 2-moto scoring system here at Glen Helen Raceway, and we've got much, much more coming. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. Motofest will return right after this.
The second annual Glen Helen Motofest, presented by Troy Lee Designs, is brought to you by Actory Effects.
Come on, put the hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up. Let's go!
Before the gate drops, there's a moment when preparation and confidence merge as one. ASV's S1 Series single pivot adjustable reach levers are forged for maximum strength, backed by a 1-year unconditional guarantee. Because when that moment comes, reliability is everything.
Welcome back, everybody, to Glen Helen Raceway, San Bernardino, California. Giacomo and Mark Tilley here with you. We are off to a great start for the second annual event called Motofest. Today, it is the Troy Lee Designs Stopwatch Nationals. We're about, from what I understand, about 45 minutes away from Moto number 2, Mark. We've got a lot of stuff to bring you in the meantime because, as we've said, there's activities going on all weekend. This isn't just a motocross race. This is a motorcycle fest. So much. I understand you're even going to be partying hard at the bands tonight. We got some Southern California, Huntington Beach rock and roll bands coming out.
I think that's Saturday night.
I think there might be some tonight too. From what I understand.
There might be.
So
you never know with the crew at Troy Lee. They're going to bring in all kinds of stuff, and it's going to be a party all weekend long. So what you're seeing on the track is just practice, an open practice. Just to ride. They're going to ride around a little bit, have this open practice for about 30 minutes, I believe, and then about 11:45, they're going to shut it down, and they're going to do some track maintenance, and then bring those guys back out for the second moto of the Stopwatch National. Huge, I mean, great racing.
Great racing, man.
Racing
yeah.
in that first moto of the Stopwatch. Colt was a little bummed on the podium, but man, it's we might even be able to get down and talk to some of the guys that weren't on the top 3, but we did talk to everybody on the podium with that stuff. So lots of stuff going on. Open practice now, going to do some track prep, and then come back for that moto. Later on in the day, we are going to see the NGPC crew hit the track for the first time and go from there. And we're going to see a course preview and everything with that. So
and if you're watching this and you are unfamiliar with NGPC, it is a National Grand Prix Championship Series what we do there is we stretch these courses out to about 8-9 miles, and we run 90-minute motos. A lot of the individuals that excel in that sport have motocross, supercross background.
And we just saw one, Justin Hepp, finishing third. He is an NGPC guy. They do have classes, not just for the pros, but they have classes for everybody from PW50s all the way up to 70-year-olds, I believe. So there is amateur racing. There will be amateur off-road racing all weekend long. Even tomorrow when we're bringing you the showcase motos, there will be other motos going on. A little rider having some trouble there, and that deep terrain that we're talking about here. And when you talk about Glen Helen, you talk about deep, that hasn't been that way for a while. So, but yeah, so NGPC series, something for everybody. We have this is actually what's going on the weekend. It has today starting, or it actually started yesterday with just an open practice and pro practice. Friday is where we're at right now. That's what you're seeing, the basically practice, and then the Stopwatch Nationals. There will be, like we said, they call them unclassifieds, but they're basically just practices. And so there will be an adult practice and a youth practice. Youth usually doesn't get to practice. So I know my son, Austin Tilley, is pretty stoked about being able to see the track on his YZ85. And then later on today, we have the Baja Drags. And that's definitely an interesting sight to see. And then tomorrow we start off with more motos, more money being dished out, and then a full NGPC race day. Hopefully I'm going to be able to get out of the booth, so I might leave you in the booth a little bit tomorrow. So you might have to have the whole ship, steer the whole ship tomorrow, because I want to do some racing.
Yeah,
so,
that's right. Lucky you. You get to have some fun and play with your motorcycle. But we're so glad you guys are watching with us. Again, my name is Jack Korpela from the Racing Jack YouTube channel. He's Mark Tilley, our resident test rider from Dirt Bike Magazine YouTube. Thanks so much for Dirt Bike Magazine being the host channel here. And I know people all over the world are enjoying this. So if you're watching right now, do me a favor, drop a comment down below on YouTube. And thank Mark Tilley, thank all these great sponsors, and more than anything, thank Bud Feldkamp, Glen Helen Raceway for creating this event.
You can't say enough about Bud. I mean, $100,000. You see it on the banner behind us. $100,000. That's not what it cost to put this on. That's not anything. That's just $100,000 out of his pocket and making it happen. So, Bud, thank you very much for bringing everybody here. Lots of stuff going on. That you see behind the banner right there is the NGPC banner being set up, but lots of interesting stuff going on there. But yeah, I mean, just a great event for everything else happening. So gotta love that. And then, like I said, you're gonna see full course later on. I know that we're gonna see a preview of just the off-road section here a little bit later, but there will be a full preview of the NGPC course, I believe, on Cycle Drag later on.
Cool. I'm all for it, man. We got plenty of content to get out here this weekend, so we'll pump as much out to everybody. And this is what it's all about. You know, this just shows you how rabid the fan base is, the participants are. We just got done with 18 rounds of Supercross. You think it would be time to take a little break, have a little off? No, there's no off season. We're right back to work, and I know a lot of people are eagerly anticipating the start of this motocross season. I learned a lot with your podium interviews, and again, something to keep in mind of just how valuable this is to these racers. Dylan Ferrandis, he's been in Supercross mode for the first half of the year. They're getting ready to turn the page and compete for a pro motocross championship. To be able to come out here and race on an outdoor track like this is incredibly valuable seat time.
Well, and it sounded like, talking to Dylan on the podium, it sounded like he hasn't had any seat time when it comes to outdoor motocross. And it's not that far away. The first National's only 2 weeks away. So you kind of look at it and you go, oh, wow, like that's pretty impressive. He said it multiple times on the podium and then talking to him before, is he's impressed with the motorcycle. And for the first year out, I got to ride the stock one around a little bit. But it's definitely, it's fast, and you have somebody like Antonio Caroli as part of your development team. It's gonna be fast, and it's gonna handle fairly well. So I think that it's pretty impressive that he's got maybe a day on it. Like he said he flew in yesterday. He showed up today. He's doing stuff, and then now he's got the first moto win, and he had to beat some pretty impressive people. I know that Colt's coming back, though. Colt's going to come back strong, but pretty impressive for that team.
He sure did. And how about that Ducati engine? What a marvel of engineering. No valve springs on the Desmo 450, and Dylan and Justin Barcia telling us it's probably the strongest motor out there.
Yeah, and we did a thing on that on the Desmo motor in Gene Adams did a thing in Dirt Bike Magazine just explaining to it because I didn't know what it was. So very interesting, but I think they're telling us that we have our preview ready to take a look at the off-road section of the NGPC course that we're going to see later on today.
Round for Sunday, because that will be, you want to talk about great training for the outdoors. I thought 30 plus 2 was a lot. How about 90 minutes? That's how long they will go for the AMA NGPC race here on Sunday.
Yeah, and the amateurs will do about 45 minutes. But so this is Trevor Hunter, and this is just a quick preview of, not a quick preview, but this is a first look at where the course is going to go. And this is, you don't always see these sections of Glen Helen in the back. Unless you're racing these off-road races. But so this is back on the backside of once you go past the second velodrome and stuff like that. So this would be on the backside of the hip jump. And there is a full off-road section. This is a kind of a cool little wash section that we go through, but you're working your way up. There's actually a road that goes back to the pavilion on the backside. That's the road that we're seeing right there. So they do incorporate some pavement sections. And then right here, I believe we're going to drop off to the left, and we go in. This is another wash section. All of this will be watered, but kind of remain untouched. Lots of rocks moving around. And once it gets through there a little bit later, after the practices later on, there will be kind of those rocks will be moved to the side, and it'll be a little bit easier. But this section always a good place to kind of take it easy, because you don't want to end up on your head, especially in those rocks, and don't want to get a flat.
Yeah, this is the section a couple years ago that gave even the great Dante Oliveira trouble. He's one of the best dirt bike racers in the world. We'll see him here on Sunday as he looks to defend his crown. But this really tests a rider's versatility, because we will be out on the moto track. They'll be running the same sections that you just saw in moto number 1 of the Stopwatch Nationals. But this is a whole nother animal.
Yeah, and this, like we said, there's going to be water in here. They're going to go through here and smooth some of this out a little bit. This was before they finished the course. But all of this, just kind of riding around. This is the backsides of, like I said, backsides of Glen Helen that you don't see very often. They run a lot of endurance races here, the 612 and, or I think it's 610 and 24 hour now. And then we're going to come across the top right here. This is what they call Boy Scout Trail, goes off to the left, but I believe we're going to come back across and come across the pavilion. That's the Glen Helen Pavilion. They have lots of concerts there. I think they have some raves and all kinds of different stuff there, but let's come across the backside of the pavilion, and then you're going to come here and you're going to drop back in and work your way back. The track is off there in the distance, but you're going to work your way back down towards the track. All of this is kind of, you can get riders 2 up coming down some of this stuff, but we're going to go back down. Now, when we came up, we were coming up against that wall on the right hand side. So now we're working our way back down, jump back on some pavement section. That's actually a nice part to be on the pavement section, because you get to rest a little bit right before you have to drop back in. Kind of what we call Costa Rica. You gotta, and when we drop down in this, you're gonna kind of understand the name, but there's usually water flowing through here year round. I don't even know where the water comes from. So some down logs. They might get in there and clean that up before we see it a little bit later on a full preview. Like I said, I think that preview is going to come to you on Cycle Drag on the YouTube channel. It's Cycle Drag. If we can get you to do it a little bit later on and do that. So I think you're going to see first full course with the motocross section and everything a little bit later on.
Man, this looks like a lot of fun. It's going to be very competitive. Some of the top off-road racers in the world will be here. Like I said, Derek DiMartillo, who's one of the best on a beta, is already on the property. Dante not here with us.
Yeah.
But
So this is a section that we haven't used in a really long time. This is actually on the outside, and then they drop into the wash right here. They are going to go out there and clean that up. But this is more of like what a desert race is. This is the wash that's kind of behind Glen Helen. And then your truck track is kind of off to your right-hand side. And I believe what we're going to do is we're going to come back up right here. I don't believe they're going to touch very much of this. So they kind of put some markers up and they're going for it. But then they're going to come back up into the truck track area. And from what they were talking about, I think they're going to run the entire truck track, which we don't do very often because usually there's something going on over there.
yeah, there's racing here, testing here, day in, day out. But look at how cool this is. You want to talk about a great passing opportunity as we get out on the off-road track. I've watched Brian Deegan and Jeremy McGrath and all the boys mix it up on Pro 2 and Pro 4 trucks out on this racetrack. It is so cool that they have incorporated that here this weekend at Glen Helen Raceway. It's going to be a lot of fun. I know. I don't know, man. I don't know who's going to stick around. I've already heard a few of the non-NGPC regulars will stick around to take a shot at the money being paid out on Sunday.
Wow, it's going to make my pocketbook a lot lighter if I got to come up with multiple pro entries. I didn't think any of those guys would stick around, but
can we get the Colt 45 to stick around? Do you think he can make that Twisted T Suzuki go 90 minutes out there?
I'm sure that he wouldn't have a problem making it go fast. That's for sure. So this section is where you're coming around to the bottom of the truck track, and we're going to come around the outside. And if anybody's been to Glen Helen, there's off to the left-hand side when he kind of comes over this rise, we're going to see what they call the EVOC Center, and it's a training center, a driving trainer center for the Sheriff's Department. But we're going to see the road that comes into Glen Helen off to the left-hand side right here. I believe they're going to make a hard right and come back in front of after they do. So this is actually headed towards the entrance. You'll be able to see all of the banners and everything for Glen Helen. And then they'll drop into the wash. And towards the end of this wash, I believe they're going to come back across in front of the truck track bleachers, only because they can't go across the parking lot because there's people parked there. Like now, see all the people off to the left-hand side? When you have multiple events running on the same weekend, it's really tough to be able to find a course. And this course is doing some stuff. I'm happy about it that it's able to do some stuff that we don't normally do, but it's only because they have to go around like the AME course right here. They have to kind of come back up and go up on the dike area on the outside of the fence and then go down where they went the other way, actually in the wash. But it's to go around the AME stuff, the AME track right there, that we're going to hear more about that later on as well. So that's the off-road section. After that, they'll come into the back section of Glen Helen, what we call the REM course, or the Arroyo Vet Track now, right underneath that Glen Helen sign, actually, and then come back onto the main course that we're seeing some of the fastest riders in the world racing on today. So
we're about 30 minutes away from Moto 2. Don't go anywhere, everybody. The Stopwatch National will be right back here from Glen Helen Raceway.
The second annual Glen Helen Motofest, presented by Troy Lee Designs, is brought to you by Mother F Foods.
Before the gate drops, there's a moment when preparation and confidence merge as one. ASV's S1 Series single pivot adjustable reach levers are forged for maximum strength, backed by a 1-year unconditional guarantee. Because when that moment comes, reliability is everything.
Come on, put the hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up. Let's go!
It is the Inland Empire of California, the heart of motocross, right here, San Bernardino, California, Glen Helen Raceway. 4 days on two wheels. It is Motofest, and right now we've got the Tilley Design Stopwatch Nationals going on. We are awaiting Moto number 2 after a thrilling and entertaining Moto number 1. We've still got so much to talk about, so much to get to over the next several days, and this place is absolutely packed with racers of all different ages, skill level, and boy, it's been a great show so far. If you just joined us, Dylan Ferrandis, the big winner in Moto number 1 with his Tilley Designs Ducati Red Bull out there just holding off the Twisted Tea Suzuki of Colt Nichols, last year's big winner, who won $20,000 here at this event. We'll see if we see a shakeup there as well. Enzo Timmerman, Justin Heth also doing great jobs on Kawasaki's. And we shall see, as like I said, we're less than a half an hour away from Moto number 2 here at the freshly redesigned Glen Helen Raceway. You can see some of the equipment out there going to work. They don't waste a single minute when it comes to making sure this track is in tip-top shape. I've heard nothing but positive feedback about the changes that they made too. Everybody seems to love it.
Yeah, no, everybody loves it. I just went outside and was running around. We're looking for Max Lee, if we could get Max Lee up to the tower to talk a little bit more about Tilley and their involvement in it. But man, there's smiles everywhere. They're going out and they're actually prepping the track for our next moto. So putting lots of effort into that and lots of stuff going on. But there is a lot of people here. People are showing up. They're getting off work or maybe playing hooky for a half day and coming out. But there's lots of familiar faces. I know at the base of the tower that we're at right now, there is the NGPC signups. But people coming in, getting ready, wanting to do some racing. Right there, you see the museum that we're in, the Troy Lee Designs, the crew setting up and getting their stuff ready. You got the Mosman sourdough pantry down there selling sourdough pantry stuff. Got the brand new Wrapped. If we come around a little bit more, right below us is the brand new Wrapped Dirt Bike Magazine motorhome by Ryan Abatoy Designs right there. Kids' bikes are lined up and ready to go. So I saw the infamous Ron Lawson from Dirt Bike Magazine walking around taking photos. So yeah, that's definitely a big billboard right there. Ryan Abatoy, got to thank him for putting all that stuff together. But making the Dirt Bike Magazine crew mobile command unit look well on race day. But yeah, Ron Lawson walking around. There's legends walking around here. Earlier I saw Jody Weisel walking around, but Ron out there shooting for us, and there will be a full story that Gene Adams going to do in the next magazine. The current magazine that's on newsstands right now, I think, is basically a two-stroke World Championship issue. I think on the cover of that cover of that magazine, sorry about that, is the CR500 that test rider Ryan Surratt rode, and very interesting way. It's a two-strokes only CR500, but lots of cool stuff going on. I'm excited to bring it to you, and I can't wait for that second moto.
Yeah, it's going to be thrilling for sure. It's hard to believe it's Friday before noon here on the West Coast, and the pits already look like this. Baja drags, concerts, more motos, NGPC. It's all going down this weekend. San Bernardino, California, Glen Helen Raceway. Absolutely love it. And to give you a little bit of history of the genesis of this event, the impetus of this event, from what I understand, there was a very successful pro national here for many, many years. That unfortunately went away, and I believe Troy Lee got with Bud Feldkamp and said, I miss your pro national so much, I want to create a quasi pro national. Let's start our own. And boy, what they've been able to do in 2 years is pretty impressive.
Yeah, and like Mosman was telling us in the feature that we ran earlier today, that I mean the Stopwatch National comes off of so many pros coming out here and running on stopwatches, and basically it sounds like Troy and Bud got together and just said, hey, what can we do? Like let's do something. These guys they're here. Their semis are all from out of town, and they're parking here anyways. Why will they not do it? So it looks like we're going to revisit some of the highlights of Moto 1 right now.
Yeah, what a thriller it was. We knew this gate would be stacked. 42 positions, over 70 riders showed up. They qualified early this morning, and you gotta love the drag race that is the start here in the Talladega Turn. Why do they call it Talladega Turn? Because it's so steep and it's so loamy out here that sometimes you will see some phantom hills sneak up. Colt Nichols battled hard with Justin Barcia. Bam Bam was able to take the lead until he unfortunately went down. That led the way for his teammate, Dylan Ferrandis, to take over. Look at Enzo Timmerman.
That was
big
huge.
Big air out there as Ferrandis eventually made his move. I heard Colt Nichols tell you in his interview, Mark Tilley, that it's hard to hear those Ducatis coming because they're so quiet. But that is your winner in Moto number 1. The question is, can he go 1-1 on the day, or will we see a shakeup here in Moto number 2? I would say
it's going to be interesting. It looks like we found Max Lee, and he's going to come in and tell us a little bit about Troy Lee and their involvement in the series.
That is awesome. I know the whole Troy Lee Designs team has got to just be ecstatic with the way that this event has started out. We saw their Taj Mahal down here, that big, beautiful 18-wheeler set up with a hospitality area. And look, across the street, they got stuff going on. Max, it is great to have you here. Thanks so much for coming up to the booth. And I was able to visit with you a little bit yesterday, and you were able to fill me in on just how much this racetrack, this sport, this event means to Troy Lee. Could you tell us a little bit about your involvement and why this is so special?
I think it's so special just because as a family we grew up here racing and riding and spending a lot of our weekends out here, and a lot of good weekends, a lot of tough weekends, but nonetheless we always enjoyed our time together. And I think, like you said, this was always just a great place for us to go to the racetrack, and we were so bummed to not have the National here, so we thought, you know, let's try and do something on our own and see if we can rally a couple people together. And luckily Bud was on board to put a good little cash prize together and get some pro racing back at Glen Helen, so we're excited.
It's amazing what you guys have done. This only being the second year, I already see massive growth compared to what we saw last year. So you just wonder, where will this event be in 4 to 5 years if you guys keep up? What was the mood like down there at the Troy Lee Ducati trailer after Dylan Ferrandis won Moto number 1?
I would say overall, thankfully, we got the first moto win. We put a pretty cool event on, and tough to get the whole team out here right after Supercross. So it's definitely nice to get the whole crew out here and get a moto win for the team. But I'd say it's a little bit of mixed emotions. Definitely it was cool to have Justin up there battling for the lead, and a bummer he went down. So overall, I think things are calm for now, and I think it's going to really be exciting come Moto 2.
Well, I'd say keep an eye on Justin Bam Bam Barcia in Moto number 2, because he showed us he has the speed to lead this thing, to win this thing. You guys got a real threat out there, that's for sure. And again, I'm just so amazed at the progress your team has made. We heard about Ducati coming to Supercross racing, coming to motocross racing. I am so impressed at how quickly you guys not only arrived, but became contenders. Does it amaze you at all?
A little bit, yes, but I would say mostly no. Knowing we got a really good team with a lot of experience. Obviously, Justin and Dylan are really experienced riders as well. But when you're working with a high-class brand like Ducati, I mean, you know the stuff that they're going to produce. Even though it's their first attempt at building a motocross bike, they know their well around motorcycles. Know their way around motorcycles pretty well. So not surprised we had a really good base starting point, and I think there's a lot more to come, but pretty happy with where we're at, and it's been exciting along the way.
Well, it's so cool that both those guys are here. As I was mentioning with Mark earlier, we know they just got done racing 17 rounds of grueling Supercross. So the very next week to show up here at Glen Helen, it shows their commitment to the sport, your commitment to the sport. And aside from the racing, you've got to touch on this a little bit, because I understand we're going to have a massive party down there. We got some bands coming out. What else can we look forward to this weekend here at Motofest?
Yeah, we got a lot of friends and family coming in, flying in, some industry people that don't always make it to the races. A lot of sponsors and friends of Troy that are coming in for this great escape ride that we got tomorrow. Dual sport ride over the hill out of Glen Helen by the lake, and then back into town. Finish it off with food and drinks from like 5 to 7. We got tacos catered. And then I hired 3 bands to come out and play. Some local bands from the Huntington Beach area. Actually have a friend that plays in a band with a lot of those guys, so got connected there. But yeah, we got Nice and Swell coming out, Solution, and Eighth Ball playing music Saturday night from 7 to 10. So should be a hoot. We got a nice little setup, a cool fire pit, a pretty bitchin' stage set up. So a lot of work went into it, and I'm ready to kick back and enjoy the music.
It is. It's going to be a massive party out here for sure. What's going on under that black tent that we saw moments ago with the merchandise? Is there stuff for sale down there?
Yeah. We got a pretty cool booth set up. We brought some of our high-end carbon helmets with the cool paint jobs that we just released this spring, and a good selection of some sportswear, hats, gloves, and lots of other gear and some protection as well. So we pretty much got it all. If you guys want to come by, check it out. We got everything you need and a lot of it. So everything's for sale, and come check it out. We got a cool little setup, and it's going to be good.
Well, I said it once. I will say it again. We got about 3,000 people watching on the Dirt Bike Magazine YouTube channel. If anybody is within driving distance, and I'm not talking just a couple hours, if you're in Nevada, Arizona, if you can get here this weekend, the next 2 days are going to be a whole lot of fun. Max, thank you so much. Is there anything you would like to add? Again, I just want to express how much we appreciate Troy Lee's support in this event and making it possible. And I think I speak for all of these motocross, supercross racers that the extra shot in the arm with the purse and what you're doing with Bud Feldkamp is just amazing and much appreciated.
Yeah, I'd just like to say thanks to everyone that's helped put this on. Bud for the wonderful opportunity, everyone at Troy Lee Designs, but most importantly, everybody else that comes out and tags along to be a part of this cool event. And hopefully we just keep growing it bigger, and I know everybody's schedule's crazy, but it's cool to have not an official national out here, but it sure feels like it. So hopefully this thing just keeps getting bigger every year, and we'll just keep making it cooler.
Amen to that, and it is only Friday. Thank you so much, Max. We appreciate it. Look at it, guys. $100,000 up for grabs over the next couple days. Really appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you.
That was awesome. Guys, support those who support your sport 100%, and it all starts with Troy Lee Designs. Make sure you drop them a thank you. Buy a piece of apparel if you can. Who doesn't want a custom painted helmet? That's for sure. Gotta absolutely love it and what they've put together here. Like I said, it's amazing. It's only year number 2. Only year number 2 for Motofest, and they continue to grow at a rapid rate. We're getting set for Moto number 2. Stay with us, guys. We'll be back from legendary Glen Helen Raceway.
The second annual Glen Helen Motofest, presented by Troy Lee Designs, is brought to you by IWC Tire Pros.
Before the gate drops, there's a moment when preparation and confidence merge as one. ASV's S1 Series single pivot adjustable reach levers are forged for maximum strength, backed by a 1-year unconditional guarantee. Because when that moment comes, reliability is everything.
A beautiful day for racing in Southern California. Packed pits, fans here. What more could you ask for? It is day number 1 of Motofest from Glen Helen Raceway. Welcome back, everybody, as we get you set for Moto number 2. Jack Korpela and Mark Tilley here with you. The big question is, can Dylan Ferrandis and that Troy Lee Designs Red Bull Ducati team go 1-1 on the day? They've got a lot of stiff competition coming behind them. One story that I don't want to overlook, too, that might be the second most impressive thing I saw is, how about Lux Turner coming home in 5th on a 250? I asked those guys from the BarX team. I guess the leader, Mr. Bradley Taft, is here with us. He's awesome. And they just didn't have enough 450s to step these guys up. They wanted them on 250s because that's what they're going to be running in outdoor motocross. Derek Drake was able to step up. They had one 450 for him. But Lux Turner, who came on so strong at the end of the Supercross season.
Yeah, he was. He was really strong at the end of the Supercross season. But yeah, that's impressive because you know he probably wasn't up there on the start.
No,
so
or how about
it's battling the whole time. So
how's a
yeah.
250 hang on these hills, man?
Oh man, it's all about momentum. I mean, and that's a testament to that BarX program. Those bikes got to be fast. I mean, those things got to be really, really fast. So, but yeah, I mean, to do that on a 250. I mean, I'm not sure, but I'm almost positive Justin Rodbell would have been also on a 250. Both getting up there in the top 6. That's impressive. 2 privateer teams with SLR Honda and BarX Yamaha going after the factory teams. So pretty impressive for those guys. And then Josh Mosman on a KTM. I know that I don't know how much work is done to that KTM, but shout out to Josh Mosman for getting that KTM up there. Now I know he's getting ready for the the Nationals coming up. So
and let's give you a look at this schedule though. Again, Mark, this is, as I told you, we're just getting started. 4 days on 2 wheels. We're only technically day number 2, but we still got a big Saturday and Sunday on the horizon as well.
Yeah, and I can't even pick to figure out what I'm most excited about. Like, there's so many events going on with Stopwatch National. Then you do Baja Drags. I do really want to see the Baja Drags. I would say that if I'm looking for pure entertainment value, the Hell on Wheels hill climb on Saturday night or Saturday afternoon is going to be something you're going to want to see. Now, if you're racing and doing stuff, the AME Minicross is going to be what you're going to want to go over to on the back track, on the Stadium Cross track. They're going to have Stasics and mini bikes, and it's all about the kids over there. But the Hell on Wheels, Meatball and the crew are always entertaining, and they're going to be trying to go up Mount St. Helen, is from what I hear. And I know when they tried to do this a couple years ago, that hill right there, they're going to be trying to go up, and it's not like they're going up on, a factory Ducati or a Twisted T RMZ 450. They're going up on like Harley Davidsons and stuff like, and I wouldn't even say that they're going to be really well prepared Harley Davidsons. So definitely something to watch. I know that we come here for the Day in the Dirt, put on by Fast House and Red Bull on Thanksgiving weekend, and Meatball puts on a race there, and it's a riot to see what happens. But that's high above right there. High above Glen Helen is what you're seeing right now. But yeah, Jack, what are you most excited to see? What do you want to see?
I don't know. I am intrigued by the Harley hill climb. I'm curious to see who will enter that. I don't think anybody on a brand new $50,000 CVO is going to want to try it, but you never know. We are here in the Golden Coast of California. Maybe some guys got some disposable income. We will find that out. But man, getting to look high above too. What a beautiful day for racing. Overcast conditions, cool, comfortable, and you really just couldn't ask for a better day.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to see the kind of stuff that you report on Cycle Drag, where they have those big Harleys with the big old huge wheels going down Main Street and has the girls in the bathing suit on the back. And I don't think we're going to see any of that stuff from Hell on Wheels, but it's pretty amazing that they're going to come out here. It will be entertaining to watch. So if you're here, go check that out. And that shot, it showed you kind of everything that Glen Helen has to offer, but there's a Pro Circuit Supercross track here. There's a Supercross track that I think the Chaparral team used back in the day. There's lots of stuff just here, like all that. So where those campers are on the left-hand side, that's a Chaparral Supercross that they built a long time ago. And then that's the Pro Circuit team track that they're using currently. Then you have the national track. All of those little hills out, the back track is what I call the REM track because I'm a little bit old school about that kind of stuff. But then the stadium cross track is down to your right there. And that's the wash that we saw in the preview for NGPC. And then there's the truck track where you were talking about earlier, calling some of the races down there with Deegan and McGrath and all those guys. So Glen Helen has a lot to offer.
They've got it all here, and from what I understand, Race Control has called in our riders for Moto number 2 of the Troy Lee Designs Stopwatch National. You know what that means, spectators. You know what that means, viewers out in YouTube land. We are closing in on what will be a thriller. The Stopwatch Nationals. We'll see if Dylan Ferrandis can close the deal, go 1-1 on the day. He will face stiff competition from Colt Nichols, Justin Heff, Derek Drake, Lux Turner on a 250. I still can't believe it. Who do you look for to step up in Moto number 2? Who's maybe somebody that was not a factor in Moto number 1 that could play a factor in this second Moto?
I think he was still a factor in Moto 1, but Justin Barcia. Justin Barcia he's a gamer. He always comes back strong. I mean, he's coming back from injury as of right now, but I like Justin. I think that he's gonna come back and he's gonna finish strong. He's got a little bit of a redemption that he wants to get for what happened in the first Moto. He's like I said, I think he's gonna be somebody that's gonna come back strong. I got to kind of see when it comes down to Dylan Ferrandis. I think he's going to be up there as well. Colt Nichols, Justin. I mean, it's really hard. It's kind of the same problem we have when we do the NGPC races. Like, all of these guys are capable of winning. The top 5 guys can come back and win. And Lux, again, like you said, impressive that he's up there on a 250.
Yeah, I'm looking even all the way back to like 10th place. You look at somebody like Parker Ross, who could certainly step up. Ryan Surratt, we've seen him do plenty of winning here. Dare DiMartino got 14th that particular Moto, and he's somebody who could step up. Filthy Phil Nicoletti, he finished in 17th, and Phil certainly capable of a top 5 performance here. He has shown us that time and time again.
Yeah, lots of guys that we talked about. I'm impressed with the turnout. Lots of guys that we talked about in Supercross, not just guys that are also running. Lots of guys that we talked about in Supercross making mains, making things happen. Again, like you said, the Troy Lee Ducati team with their first year, but making big strides in what they're doing. And Dylan, I think, getting like he said on the podium, getting the first Moto win for the Ducati team in the U.S. So really impressive there. But yeah, I mean, all the way down. I mean, there's some riders that were way down in the standings. I know we talked about Mason Simmons, who we talk about a lot on the NGPC side and the off-road side. He finished way down in, I want to say, like 48th or something like that. Like it was way down there. So something must have happened to Mason. So hopefully he'll come back, and he'll come back strong because he can bounce back. We've seen him bounce back a lot.
Yeah, I hope it wasn't a suspension issue. He told me he just put the air forks on. He likes those when it comes to motocross racing. And that's a guy who's got it done. And, you know, I look at Mason Simmons. I think NGPC, he's our 2-time champion out there, just stepped up to the 450s. But remember, this is a guy who entered Paula last year and put in a top 20 performance. So a lot of these guys on any given weekend are top 20 in pro motocross.
Yeah, interesting to see, too, what happened to Enzo Timmerman.
He was flying.
Yeah, he was going really good, and then all of a sudden he wasn't there. So not sure what happened, if there was a mechanical or maybe twisted a knee or did something. But when we last saw him, he was running around pretty good, and then it just kind of stopped. So Enzo might be somebody, and he was right up there in the first moto. You think about mid-race, he kind of stopped. and believe he might have pulled off the track. But so he's going to be a little bit fresher than some of those other guys. So hopefully it was something mechanical that they could fix in between motos, and he'll be back out there as well.
Who will step up in Moto number 2? That is the question. Stay with us. Moto number 2 on the second half of the break here as we continue on from Glen Helen Raceway. Stay with us, everybody.
The second annual Glen Helen Motofest, presented by Troy Lee Designs, is brought to you by IWC Tire Pros.
Before the gate drops, there's a moment when preparation and confidence merge as one. ASV's S1 Series single pivot adjustable reach levers are forged for maximum strength, backed by a 1-year unconditional guarantee. Because when that moment comes, reliability is everything.
Come on, put the hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up. Let's go!
Getting you set for Moto number 2. And look at this. I know a lot of our racers enjoying the Mother F bar. I didn't have an opportunity to eat lunch, so you know what? I just took a bite. This is unbelievable. Total meal replacement bar from Mark Samuels of SLR Honda. It's got all the good stuff, all natural.
So is the Mother F challenge in full effect? Like you guys are talking about a challenge yesterday, so is the challenge in full effect? Because you've had about 3 of those already.
I know. Hey, you know what? I told them they taste so good because they've got all natural honey, and they're just, unbelievable. I've had a lot that kind of make your stomach hurt, or some of the cheaper ones that are kind of nasty or nasty aftertaste. This is great. It's got everything you need. 15 grams of plant protein. Something that's not going to give you a stomach ache before you go out there and get ready to go 30 plus.
Yeah, definitely cool. And I know that there's another vendor out there. Mad Moose Media is on vendor row, and they're informing us that they have both photo and video packages that you can get from them. So Mad Moose Media, if you need photos of the event, they're going to be here all weekend long. But down there on vendor row, the crew at Mad Moose Media looking good, and they usually make you look good as well. So check them out. A big bright yellow vest. There's Mad Moose is right there on the left-hand side, taking pictures of just about anybody. Even if you don't want a picture of yourself, maybe you want a picture of one of your favorite riders.
That's right. Shout out Jason from Mad Moose. He is awesome, guys. Let's take a look at your starting grid, and we get a look at starting positions. Dylan Ferrandis, who you see left-hand side of your screen, that is the 14. Looks like he will start all the way over once again. Worked for him here in Moto number 1. We'll have to see where Colt Nichols starts. Remember, he was the recipient of our ASV Whole Shot Award. We'll see if he can go 2 for 2. This field absolutely stacked with talent. What a lineup it will be. There's the 98 of Derek Drake. He starts all the way to the left. As I said moments ago, he's on a 450 here this weekend for the man out of Los Angeles, California on the Bar X Redlands Toyota Yamaha team. Lux Turner, the 143. I see him out of the corner of my eye on a 250. The little engine that could. We'll see if he can put in another top 5 here and battle with the big boys.
You know what's the nice part is as soon as you announce something and you announce it wrong, you get a lot of...
Uh-oh.
So I announced that wrong. Mad Moose is here. They are only photos. But what I was talking about, apparently, and I didn't know, because there was another M name, but Moto Madness is here. And they have video and photo packages. So hook up with Moto Madness Media. He's down there. I believe he's down there right by the Dirt Bike Magazine motorhome. So just kind of check out that. And it sounds like they're yelling. So sorry about that, guys.
No problem whatsoever. What they're talking about is the 51 Bam Bam Barcia, who gets ready to take another shot at this weekend. Had some of the fastest lap times. And Mark, I understand you got to catch up with the one and only Bam Bam earlier this weekend. Let's take you to that.
Exactly. We need a board. And just start her off.
All right, JB, we're out here at Motofest. How was Moto 1? We know you went down out there.
Twice. It was fun. I got off to like a 3rd place start. Charged through, got into 2nd, was behind Colt, made a really cool pass, and was leading a few laps. Got a little bucked in the rear, ended up hitting a tractor tire, kind of knocked me down a little bit. Got going, tried to get in my groove, fell again, and brought it home in 7th place. So it wasn't all that fun, but I'm looking forward to the 2nd moto to try to redeem myself. That's it.
That's it?
Himself, he said.
As candid as you can get. I mean, he just tells it like it is. That's kind of one of those things to where all we did with that is we yelled at one of our cameramen, Mike, to run down there and get that. So thank you, Kylie, for the help with getting that little update on what's going on with that was Gene Adams from Dirt Bike Magazine getting in front of the camera right there, probably getting yelled at by Mike as well. But really cool to be able to get those interviews right there. And, man, they're lined up. I think they're going to give them a parade lap. So these guys are going to be able to check out the race course and see all the changes made to it. Because, yeah, they raced and they were on it for 30 minutes, but it might be a completely different track now.
Yeah, there's been a lot of heavy equipment out there and a lot of changes made, so I think that is really cool that the staff here at Glen Helen Raceway is going to do it. As There goes Colt 45, who got the whole shot. Looks like he'll start 3 over from the doghouse. And we'll see if he can nail it once again. He's put himself in good position. Remember, it is a combined score. A combined score which will determine our overall winner. And the way the scoring works in motocross, the second moto is more heavily weighted, meaning that a 2-1 would be your first overall. That's where the cliche comes from, where a lot of the racers will say a second is as good as a first in Moto 1. It is true if you can go out there and win Moto number 2.
Yeah, definitely. And these guys going out there, there's a lot more people here for the second moto than were here for the first moto. I know I got to give a shout out to my buddy Don Mieta from Swap Moto. I saw him out here yesterday. I haven't seen him today, but saw him out here yesterday. He had a little bit of a heart scare here earlier in the month, but he was still able to get some surgery. So nice to see Don up, walking around, riding his dirt bike, having fun. That smile is infectious. His daughter recently getting married, and so good to see Don and the entire Swap Moto crew out here, the whole motocross action crew out here. I saw some people from Racer X out here as well. So all of this coming to you on Dirt Bike Magazine's YouTube, but the entire media is out here. Moto Madness media, like we mentioned, with Aiden doing his stuff. Mad Moose is here with pictures and stuff that you want to make them making you look good. So, man, it's an event. Lots of really cool stuff happening, and this second moto is going to be great. Wow, look at that. Like, they groomed the whole thing.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It looks like you could throw down seeds and plant some corn. It looks like a farmer's field out there. It is perfect. But what did we see? What did we learn in Moto number 1? After a few laps, this track will change greatly. Case in point right there. That's where Barcia went down. It looks like a beautiful flat track course right now. Exactly. Well, guess what? There's going to be a 3-foot rut there after a few laps, and that's what these riders have to contend with, ever-changing track conditions. But this man was able to outlast everybody, and the key word that he kept reiterating in his interview with you, patience. He said he just waited back, waited for a mistake, and he got the mistake he was waiting for.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing what they've done to this track. I mean, it is that this is like the first lap of practice again. So you kind of look and go, oh, why did they go out there they were just on the course. But, I mean, they went through and groomed all of that stuff. So that's pretty amazing. The crew here at Glen Helen, the track crew going out there, just making it to where everything looks beautiful for the second moto of this Stopwatch National.
Colt Nichols going to try to defend his crown. Will likely need to win this moto to do so. He told us in his interview he was going to go back, make some suspension changes, play with the clickers. And as we talked about earlier in the broadcast, those Suzukis are beastly. Look no further than Ken Roxon, your 2026 Supercross champ, Kickstart Kenny. And one of the unsung heroes who made that happen, Jamie Ellis from Twisted Development, who was able to squeeze 5 more horsepower out of Ken Roxon's engine. So you got to believe with Jamie working with Colt Nichols, how many more horsepower did he find for this showdown here in Southern California? We are getting set to go. Whole shot devices being locked in. A huge assembly of talent lining up here at Glen Helen Raceway. So glad you are watching along with us.
I know we got Casey Henson watching. Now it's just the dad of Talon Henson. But Casey, a racer in his own right, he's hitting us up on the YouTube for a shout out. So there you go, Casey Henson. Now just the father of Talon Henson, an up and coming Blue Crew rider that we're definitely going to hear about him for the coming years. We did a story on his YZ65. Now he's in the 85 class and hauling the mail for sure. I don't think Dad's got anything for him. I know I was talking to him and Brock Armbruster about their sons and what they're doing and all that kind of stuff. So it's definitely cool. Thanks for watching, Casey.
Moments away from dropping the gate here on Moto number 2 at the Troy Lee Design Stopwatch Nationals. There's the man who won it all last year, the 45 of Colt Nichols alongside the beta of Dare DeMartille. Disco gets him set to go. Last-minute instructions, but right now all eyes on the 14 of Dylan Ferrandis. Can he do it again? Dylan didn't have the greatest start in Moto number 1. We'll see if that perhaps changes. We'll see what Justin Bam Bam Barcia has in store for the field here in Moto number 2. Or could an unsung hero, somebody who we're not talking about, step up? It's all possible. What will Justin Heft bring here in this second Moto?
I think Heft is definitely one of the people that coming into this, it wasn't something that I would have said, yeah, Justin Heft is going to be up there, but he was saying that he was pumping up pretty good. He hasn't raced a motocross race in a long time, but great guy, great family. I know Darren Heft was a Dirt Bike Magazine test rider down there on the line. I know Darren's always not far from supporting his son. I think we see Kylie Villapoto running around, doing all that she needs to do for the Ducati team.
And look at this. The 30-second card is out. The lovely Mrs. Disco ready to turn it sideways, and we will be set for the all-important start to Moto number 2 here from the Troy Lee Design Stopwatch Nationals. Who will get it done? Can Colt Nichols go 2 for 2 on the day with hole shots? We're about ready to find out. Miss Disco gets off gate down, the longest start in motocross. Here comes the gate rush. We've got a cavalcade into Talladega turn. Who will pull away? I think it might be somebody new. Is it a Kawasaki? No, is it the green bike? Is it Dylan Ferrandis on the Ducati? Who's got the hole shot? That was about as close as it gets. Big log jam behind him. As we test some of the elevation here at Glen Helen Raceway, I believe the 51, Bam Bam Barcia, Justin Barcia away with potentially the whole shot, and he is your leader, holding off the Yamaha 450 of Derek Drake.
And I believe that was number 171 on the Cowie. That was Chase Haynes, who was up there. Now he's in third, right in front of Colt Nichols. But I believe that was the Cowie that was battling for that ASV hole shot. So we'll have to see what ASV says about that, because they're the ones that are standing right there videoing and telling us who is going to get that money.
And this is what I was talking about with the unpredictability of motocross. You got to love it. Completely different run order than what we saw in Moto 1. Colt Nichols, the 45, he knows he's got work to do. Where's the 14? Where's Dylan Ferrandis? That's the question. Colt using every inch of Southern California real estate here as he gives chase. Justin Bam Bam Barcia leading the field around. Boy, the 51 looks smooth. He said he was out for redemption. So far, he's getting it.
Well, and seeing that shot right there, Barcia and Heft were the only two guys tripling into that section. So that's got to gain them some time. But it looks like, is that an SL? Is that Rod Bell right behind Haynes? It looks like it is.
I believe that is number the 83 of Rod Bell. 6th place in Moto number 1. We're still trying to see where our Moto number 1 winner, Dylan Ferrandis, is. He did not have a great start in Moto 1 either, but was able to work his way up through the pack. It'll be 30 plus 1 as we've just completed a lap here at Glen Helen Raceway. We are off and running. Team Ducati continues to flex their high-performance muscles here this weekend. Yeah. Justin Barcia with the lead.
Justin Barcia with the lead, and then a Bar X Yamaha in second, and a Twisted T Suzuki in third right about now. So we got Barcia, Drake, Nichols, Haynes, Rod Bell, Heft, Mosman up there. Mosman doing really good. Lex Turner, Ferrandis back down in 9th. Whoa. Nordstrom's the Moto Whips rider. Nordstrom in top 10 right now. So I know Justin from Moto Whips is watching us. He was telling me that he's on the YouTube channel right now, but your guy, he's in 10th right now. Timmerman and Des Moines round out your top 12.
Yeah, not a great start for Ferrandis. We'll see if he can work his way up through the pack. Again, the pressure is on him. The onus is on him. I'll tell you who's in a great position right now, and that's Colt Nichols with the way that this is shaping out, because right there you're taking a look at the 98 of Derek Drake. He was 4th in Moto number 1, so he's got work to do. Barcia finished all the way back in 7th, so if it ended right now, Colt Nichols would be your overall. But what did we learn in Moto number 1? A lot can happen in the next 30 minutes.
A lot's definitely going to happen. And Derek Drake coming back, like you said, the only Bar X rider on a 450, and he's on a Yamaha, and those things are fast. So definitely Derek Drake having the fitness to run up front. We've actually seen him do some NGPCs and stuff like that this year as well. So looks like the riders are just kind of feeling out the track. There isn't anybody making any major moves on anything yet, just kind of feeling out the track scene. That's huge.
Wow, Barcia getting some big air out there. Again,
So-
what a success story. What a comeback story.
Him and Heft were the only ones that I saw doing that on the first lap. Barcia's one of the only ones that I've seen do it on a regular basis.
So wonderful, too, that Justin has his entire family here with him this weekend, camped out. They're not going to the hotel. They're staying at a fifth wheel right here at the track. I saw him playing with his son yesterday. He was like a big kid. He had the shovel out. They had the toys out. They were having a good old time. And right now, they are all cheering on Dad as he tries to hold off the big bad Toyota Bar X of Redlands 98 450 Derek Drake, who hunts down that Ducati. Colt Nichols continues.
Yeah, it looks like he just came in that frame. He's kind of stalking Drake a little bit, seeing where it's. So there's Hef. Hef's the one that finished 3rd in the first moto, but he's back. He's definitely down. I think he fell over. We're getting word that he might have fallen over.
No.
We might be able to get a look at that if we got that. But so third in the first moto, Justin Hef going down. Darren's his dad, but Justin Hef going down. So might be able to look at that.
And when I talked about what rider will step up in Moto 2, how about Chase Haynes, currently running 4th? He was 16th in Moto number 1, so he has really stepped things up here.
It shows you what a start will do. Shows you that it's really hard to make up time on these guys, but if you can start up front with them, it's kind of easier to run up front if you start up front naturally. But yeah, he was the one battling for that whole shot, and he might have got it. We just have to ask the ASV guys who they're going to give that $200 cash to.
Fistful throttle for Justin Barcia, 22 stories up Mount St. Glen Helen, now down to hurry. Let's watch his cornering technique as he takes that tight 180. Bam Bam is in Bam Bam mode, that's for sure. Let's take a second look at what happened moments ago.
Yeah, and this is Hef going down. So just front end washing. It looks like he was running about 5th when he went down.
Similar to what happened to Barcia in Moto 1.
Exactly. It's that
soft, loamy dirt.
Exactly.
It's changed things here at Glen Helen Raceway.
And that was one of the areas where they did completely take out all the ruts.
Wow. 9 days of excavation, 9 days of dirt moving is what was done here to change Glen Helen Raceway. And they tried to keep it very safe, very neutral. No big doubles. Everything is a big tabletop. As you can see, there are some sections, like Mark pointed out, where really talented racers
can triple.
Can triple. It's not necessarily meant for the average rider to triple.
Oh,
look at this.
Lots of passing action. That looks like one of the Bar X crew getting by somebody on a KTM.
Here comes your Moto 1 winner. He knows go time is now. He needs to start working his way up through the pack, especially with Colt Nichols being up there. That's the target for Dylan Ferrandis as he makes the pass on the 62. And this is what we saw to Dylan in Moto 1. Just a lot of patience, methodically working his way through the pack.
And Ferrandis might have gone down somewhere as well, because now he's behind the number 40 rider of Ross, and it's showing on timing and scoring that he was behind Mosman. So Ross is running down in 12th. Wow. So Ferrandis, now he's showing in 11th. So Ferrandis must have gone down, made a mistake, something going on there. But yeah, he's, like you said, Colt right now is looking really good for that overall.
Yeah, Colt knows he's in a strong position, but a lot can change here, guys. We've got a long way to go in Moto number 2. And how about Derek Drake on that 450, making some big moves. Dylan Ferrandis continues to use extreme patience. He's going to use that Desmo 450 engine that he just touted to me back in the pits. Said, can't believe how strong this motorcycle is. Perhaps some suspension adjustments heading into this second moto. We'll see if they pay off for the 2021 Pro Motocross.
Oh, no! He goes down again.
Did I just give him the announcer's jinx? I really hope I... Talking about the handling of the bike, and right on cue,
I think
this
that
loam, this fluffy soil. Just to give you guys an idea of what's going on here at Glen Helen, that soil might have been buried 6 feet deep for the last 4 or 5 years. That's the last time they did a project like this at Glen Helen.
And we're going to watch a replay of what happened at IWC's Tire Pros replay. Just lost the rear end. Got on that Desmo power came out from underneath him. That might end the day for Ferrandis. He might call it a day and come in. So Moto 1 winner right now, it looks like Nichols might just have to stay where he's at, and he's got this overall because Barcia finished way down. I think Drake finished way down.
Yeah, that's huge.
Well, Barcia
Colt.
finished fourth. I believe he finished fourth in the first moto. No,
Barcia was back in seventh, believe it or not. So that's going to be his Achilles heel. That for Barcia to get the overall, he needs a bunch of guys to come up and challenge the Colt 45. Barcia's rooting for Haynes, Rodbell, Mosman, Turner, people like that. But
I would imagine that Colt's mechanic is telling him, hey, ride it in. Don't do anything crazy.
Yeah, this is why consistency wins races. Put himself in a great position, didn't force anything.
Really impressed by Mosman. Mosman out there. I'm not sure if he's on a 450 or a 250, but Mosman running in the top 6. He's a magazine editor. So doing lots of riding as well, but still a magazine editor. So running around. Josh Mosman, the managing editor of Motocross Action, running in 6th right now.
I don't let that title fool me. Josh is about as close to a pro as you can get without being a pro. He's off. What a great family. Him and Michael, two fast brothers. I mean, does anybody get more seat time than Josh Mosman?
Yeah, definitely not saying he's not a pro. He's a pro for sure. He just has that other title of managing editor of Motocross Action magazine. So definitely shout out to him. But Haynes, 171, like you said, was way down in the first moto. He's holding his own up there in 4th.
The man out of Scottsdale, Arizona. They have come from far and wide to compete in Motofest, to compete in the Stopwatch Nationals, and he is perhaps putting in a career performance. It's Barcia, Drake, Nichols, Hayes, Rodbell, your top 5 here, moto number 2 of the Stopwatch National. Somebody going to be $10,000 richer. I want to give you an idea, too, of the payout that we talked so much about that first place finish, but Mark, still a lot at stake. Second place pays $5,000. Third place, $4,500. Fourth, $2,500. Fifth, $2,000. So a lot of money in those top 5 positions for these riders.
Like Nichols might have got around Drake.
Yes, he did. Colt 45.
So we'll have to see where that happened on the track and see if our talented crew can get us a look at what happened there. But yeah, Colt Nichols making the pass on Derek Drake for second in the moto. So now he's looking forward to Justin Barcia. His Achilles heel has been those factory Ducatis.
I think it is so cool that Colt is here too. It was in Cleveland. It was on press day, Cleveland Supercross, that Colt, he was a little disappointed. He looked at me and he said, yeah, I don't think I'm going to make it. I say, how are you not going to make this thing? You dominated it last year, and I think it was just logistic problems. The Suzuki factory rig wasn't going to be here in time, and he took matters into his own hands.
He's asserting some dominance here. Definitely making it happen, and now it's, does he go after Barcia? Barcia's got a lead. Barcia came back strong. He definitely is coming back and making a statement, let's say, in the second moto. But yeah, definitely. So there is a Enzo Timmerman sighting. He is running around in 8th. So good to know that it must have been a mechanical and not something that happened to Enzo himself. in that first moto. Did you see Josh? I think Enzo is in that little group right there. Mosman going by and Bar-X Yamaha's going by. There's all kinds of different people. So that's Haynes right there, number 171. Like you said, coming out of Scottsdale, Arizona, privateer effort, but man, holding his own.
And it's great to shine the spotlight, too, on some of these racers that don't always get it. And guy I want to shout out right now, running top 10, is Anton Nordstrom, young 23-year-old from Sweden. Was doing a great job in Supercross. Unfortunately, crashed in Arlington, but he is here with his Moto Whips team and his mechanic, Cody Kessler, who's a famous painter here in Southern California. Actually painted his boots and helmet, and those guys putting in a top 10 performance.
We were talking to earlier Justin, the owner of Moto Whips. Justin, I met Justin a long time ago. He was building a CR125 for me. I basically took him the bike in a box, and in about 5 boxes, and he gave me back a masterpiece. We called it the Dream Bike, though, CR125 Dream Bike, and still to this day one of the cleanest project bikes that we've ever featured in the magazine. So shout out to Justin. I know that he's watching his guys go. So they're running around there now. He's in about 9th or 10th. So great to have Nordstrom back on the track and riding. And I believe those guys are going to be going to a lot of the outdoor nationals as well. If nothing else, if you want a cool bike build, hit up Justin at Moto Whips.
A lot of traffic on back, a lot of battling for position. There's the 43 of Turner doing a great job. How about 171 versus 171? Will the real 171 please stand up? That is your boy Josh Mosman battling with the 171.
Oh, he's going around the
Chase
outside.
Hayes.
Oh.
171. It's a battle for the number. Who's the real 171? That's the question. Mark, I remember back from my amateur days, it was a big rivalry. If somebody showed up with the same number as you, and then somebody had to get the short end of the stick and run an X. So right now, Chase in front of Josh Mosman, he's the X-Man, 171X, making it tough on Tia and our talented timing and scoring crew. I'm sure that's not the easiest thing when the two 171s are battling. Reminds me of last week in Salt Lake City with Hayden Deegan and Cole Davies 1-1 on a Yamaha. It was hard to keep them straight. Sometimes that happens in this sport. Thank goodness for transponders, right?
Yeah, exactly. Then you know that it's good. Well, then sometimes the transponders mess up too, but yeah, transponders making life a little bit easier.
Lux Turner just continuing to impress on a 250, hanging with these 450 boys here at Glen Helen. Josh Mosman putting in a great ride. Motocross Action magazine looking sharp in the FXR gear. I know our buddy Milt probably watching somewhere. Shout out to him.
We're trying to get Andy to come, and Andy said Nicoletti didn't want him around, I guess. So he didn't want all the added pressure of the big wigs at FXR coming in. I know that they are coming in for some of the designers, and some of the owner Milt is going to come in for the Paula National here in a couple weeks, because we're all going to go riding and hang out.
Should be a lot of fun, guys, as Barcia continues to lead him around. What a story of perseverance. What a test of a strong, unbreakable will. Many, including yours truly, questioned if Justin Bam Bam Barcia would ever race again after a horrible incident in Anaheim, California just a few months ago. But he is back, and he is leading the Stopwatch National. So awesome to see. Great battles on back. Like I said, big money being paid out in all these positions. That's why it'll be a dog fight to the end. We're about halfway home here from Glen Helen Raceway. 30 plus 1. I think tomorrow it's going to be 30 plus 2.
Bar-X team going at it, both scrubbing over that. It looks like they're at a photo shoot.
Yeah, they sure do. I know team owner Bradley Taft has got to love that. He must have an eye for talent. I know he's an ex-pro and a really fast SoCal guy, but I think he's really gotten the most out of a bunch of unsung heroes. If you ask me, you look at Parker Ross, Lux Turner, Derek Drake, Cole Timbo, Dylan Schwartz, all top 10 guys in Supercross. They all came on strong.
And
at the
I think
end of the
they're
year.
all right there.
That's right. He's got an eye for talent.
They're all over the back end of, is that Timmerman that they're?
Oh, look at this. Somebody to the outside. Who is that? Is that Parker Ross on the 40. Parker says, it's my turn to take the spotlight. Another gentleman who had a really strong finish to his Supercross season. And we have got some serious traffic.
Teammates going
They
at
are battling. They are bar to bar. It's a dogfight back here in positions 3 through 7.
And we are officially halfway.
Yes, we are. Man, I bet Bam Bam Barcia's happy he's so far out in front and he's away from this absolute war zone going on here. Unbelievable. What a battle. What a battle. As we continue on, guys, Glen Helen, Motofest, so glad you're watching with us. People watching from all over the country. Big shout out to one of the most talented photographers in the world, Warren Petty, watching us from Alabama. Loving all the action. Oh, my goodness. Somebody down. Let's hope everything is okay there, and that is why.
So, and it looks like, I think, that 92, that's Timmerman, but in the first moto, I believe he was on a 450.
Yes, he was.
So, and looks like this moto, he's on a 250 because he's having some issues trying to pass Mosman. Looks like Mosman trying to put the inside of the number 171 Hayes again.
It's just amazing how fast they're going up that hill and around that corner.
So
a little bit of head
to the
shake.
outside, and was that Ross? No, that's one of the Bar X Yamahas going by.
That's Lux.
So Lux Turner.
Lux.
Whoa!
Oh my goodness, Lux!
Whoa!
What's he looking back for? What's going on here? Lux heard that Kawasaki coming. Unlike him, I don't know, maybe it's because he was out of the groove a little bit, up and down this hill. This is the Glen Helen we know and love. It's starting to come back, and I am sorry, Mr. Stapleton, as much dirt as you move, after you get 58 motorcycles turning laps around this thing, it turns into the old Glen Helen real quick. It's bumpy, it's rough. Look at that suspension working. Do you notice the head shake that we're seeing that we haven't seen much of the day? Guys getting thrown off line. This is why it is the roughest, toughest, baddest track in the land.
What we got all of this action going on here. It's hard to cut away and to go out front when you got this kind of action going on. There's 6 guys that are going for the some of the top positions. So that right there is like 5th through 6th or 5th through 10th.
We've got battles all over this iconic Southern California racetrack. Watch out, Drone Man. He was getting in the mix in that one. And the biggest shout out. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. Mosman puts a move on the Bar X team. And amazingly, the 171X of Chase Haynes, who finished way back in 16th, Moto 1, is holding all these guys off. What has gotten it
Parker Ross
to Chase Haynes
by
bar
Turner.
to bar? 3 wide, into the corner, over the finish line jump.
Wow. And I believe all these guys are on 250s except for Hayes. I think Hayes is on a KX 450. But wow, Parker Ross and Lux Turner going out. This is an inner squad, and then throw in some other guys in front.
This is what happens with this much money on the line here at Glen Helen Raceway. And now Ross putting it on Josh Mosman. Can he find a way around? Mosman shuts the door, gives him a quick look back. Here comes that Yamaha around the outside. Does it have enough horsepower? Fistful of throttle for that Bar X machine, and he makes the pass on Josh Mosman. And here comes his teammate. It's like NASCAR. They're drafting.
There's a threefer right there.
They push Mosman right out of the way. Oh my gosh, into Talladega turn we go. Calamity all over this race. My goodness, folks, if you're not here, start driving to Glen Helen Raceway. We're going to do this the next 2 days. Problems up the hill.
And you got to give a shout out to Josh Mosman. Lux Turner looks like he's going to the inside of Parker Ross.
Oh my goodness. Unbelievable racing action. Lap number 8. If you're wondering why we haven't shown Justin Bam Bam Barcia, it's because he's checked out. He's on a joyride.
So this is last lap. Lux was going back and forth. I wonder if Lux's bike is underpowered because it looks like
well, he's on a 250. Remember,
I think all those guys are on 250s though because they're Bar X guys.
Bar X. So I wonder if Ross.
I wonder if that's Swartz going after him. But give a shout out to Mosman. These guys are on built race bikes. Mosman, I believe, is on a stock factory edition KTM with maybe some mapping but I don't think there's any major motor work. So shout out to Josh Mosman for holding his own.
$30,000 the total purse today, and if you want to know why it's getting so chippy back there, here's some food for thought. The swing from 3rd to 10th is about $4,000, right?
Whoa, Parker Ross gets
Parker
on.
Ross trying to gain some money, gets around Chase Hayes. I don't think Chase heard him coming. He seemed a bit surprised.
But Chase might be on a 250 as well. I thought he might have been on a 450.
Parker
but
getting a little offline there as these ruts continue to get deeper and deeper. This track continues to change every single lap here at Glen Helen Raceway. And now,
the inside.
how about the two teammates?
Schwartz.
These Bar-X guys, is it Turner and Ross, nose to tail, following each other. And every time they pass somebody, you know what they're hearing in their head? Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Whoa.
Oh, I mean, you're
think
talking
that's-
about $800-900 passes out there. It's all going to play a factor in our overall as we complete lap number 9 here from the Stopwatch National. Some of the best dirt bike racers in the world here.
Oh!
No!
Who was that 42 that went
He's got to
down?
hurry up and get up. He's stuck.
He can't
He's
get
pinned
up.
under the bike, unfortunately for Turner. Oh, this is devastating. The 42, that is Dylan Schwartz out of Alpine, California, out of the Toyota
Oh, man,
Redlands
that's heartbreaking.
team. That is heartbreaking. He was having such a good run going.
We're going to watch that again, I think.
We talked about this soft loam in the 9 days of dirt that they have moved around here at Glen Helen Raceway to give this racetrack a facelift and change the complexion of it. And it has certainly made these corners soft. And that's what Dennis Stapleton, our track designer, advised these riders. Use caution, use finesse. It's a different Glen Helen. Let's take another look at it. Heartbreaker here for
He was
Schwartz.
going for it. Yeah, just
Stuck.
caught that. He tried to get inside the inside line and just caught it and was stuck. It looks like his leg was stuck underneath, trying to get up. Yeah, heartbreak right there, but great racing. Right now we go back. Whoa, Barcia
Whoa.
whipping it. He's feeling good.
Barcia thinks he's back at Anaheim with that kind of air. Impressive.
And
What a-
he's way out front. That's a huge
Wow.
jump that he's doing.
Unbelievable. I don't know if I've seen anybody catch that type of air. Barcia putting his world-class speed, world-class talent on display, and who deserves it more than him? What a season it has been for him
And
to
he's-
overcome a near career-ending injury and to make it back to the top of the mountain in just a few short months.
And he's way out front.
Way out front.
Like, I don't see Nichols coming in the frame yet. I think that's Nichols going back the other way right now. So Barcia feeling the flow, that's for sure.
Barcia coming up to some lap traffic. That lapper gets the memo. Great job by, we've got a big flagging crew here at Glen Helen Raceway. As you can see, Melissa even went out there with the blue flag. They have brought the A game. So many volunteers, so many helpers, so many people that wanted to be a part of this massive happening. We can't thank you enough. And of course, it all begins with Troy Lee Designs. And right now, Troy Lee looking to win his second moto of the day, but this time with a different rider. Colt Nichols hanging back. Is Colt gonna play it safe?
I think for the money, Colt is going to play it safe.
You know what? Yeah, I would too. $10,000. I mean, think about it. This is what we talk about how beneficial this is. Last week, I got to see the cool race that they did for the privateers, the Pulp MX LCQ race. I was at Salt Lake for that one. That was awesome. This is kind of the same philosophy in that it's so expensive to travel to compete. We know cubic dollars is what it means in racing. Even if you got a factory deal, even if you got a big sponsor, $10,000 to a guy like Colt Nichols, that's going to make a huge difference in his year.
Yeah, $10,000 makes a huge difference to anybody.
Anybody. And consider that normally he'd be out practicing anyways. That's the whole premise that this race was founded on. Bud Feldkamp said, hey, these guys are going to be tuning up for the outdoors anyways. Let's have a race.
Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
fail.
And there's no better thing to do to figure out where you're at than to race. Getting into race shape is a different shape than going to the gym and running motos when there's no pressure on. There's nothing better than racing to get into race shape. So Colt Nichols doing a great job on his Twisted Tea Suzuki, making it look easy. Justin Barcia hitting a whole nother level. We're going to see if he can whip it like he did last lap around on this hip jump right here. See what he's got.
My goodness, somebody better call air traffic control here in San Bernardino because Barcia is getting some big airtime. And there's the man poised to win the overall. A streak for the ages, because this is the second year of Motofest, and so far I don't want to give the announcers
Nobody else has won.
Nobody else
has
had an answer for the Colt 45. Colt, you better come to this race every single year. Should have brought his buddy Ken Roxon with him.
That's going to be part of his contract. That you have to give me a bike to do this.
Well, I think it's so cool that the factory let him do this. I wonder if some of these teams did receive a little bit of pushback, like, hey, don't get hurt before the outdoors or anything.
Yeah, I would imagine for sure.
But, I mean, if they're going to be practicing at a high level, what's better practice than this? Than to come out here and bang bars
looks like
and race?
the 2-lap board is out. We're getting word from our spotters that there's 2 laps left for this man right here. He's going to have a big surprise. You know what? I think the rest of the Twisted team might start coming out to this thing.
They should.
Colt might not let them.
And again, if you guys didn't hear, if you're just tuning in, if you didn't hear my story earlier, I got to tell it again. The way Colt got his bike here is his pickup truck from Salt Lake, the Supercross finale. He drove it himself to Southern California. That's pretty cool, too, that we know factory bikes with those factory parts are well over $100,000. So I'm sure maybe Colt 45 had a Colt 45 under the seat to protect. I don't know what he had to do in terms of security, but he protected that machine and he got it here. And how about that?
I know Colt from back east. I think he's from Oklahoma. So
yes, he is.
He's definitely not. He's not a stranger to a Colt 45. I would say that for sure.
One of the big studs out there. Like back in the day, the great Trey Kennard, who did so well here. Speaking of Kennard, we got to give a big happy birthday to our director, L&N Media, Aaron Kennard. Ladies and gentlemen, happy birthday to him, rising star of this sport.
Yeah, definitely a
look at his
rising
battle.
star.
That is the 83 out of the way of Justin Rodbell on the Mother F SLR Mark Samuels Slam Life Racing Team. Competed in 250 West this year in the AMA Supercross Series. And boy, what a great battle. Is that Parker Ross he's battling with out there, or is that Drake? Drake, I believe. The 98 on the 450. I bet Bradley Taft might be wishing he had some more 450s because Drake's putting that Yamaha displacement to good use.
Well, and where did Drake finishing 4th? So Drake might get 2nd overall.
What a great performance for
the Colt and then Derek Drake and then...
Isn't Myron his father-in-law?
Yeah, he is.
How about that? Is Myron here with us this weekend?
I'm sure he is.
Beautiful. They're all here, ladies and gentlemen. It's only Friday. 107 out here on the West Coast. We're going to do this Saturday. We're going to do this Sunday. It is a weekend-long party, Motofest.
Whatever Myron can do to get out of doing work, he will do. So if he says that I'm going to go support Derek Drake, then I'm going to go support Derek Drake and get out of work. So that's definitely Myron is one of the people behind the great Mammoth Mountain Motocross. 2X Promotion putting that on every year. He might actually be getting ready for Amateur Day down at Paula. So I know that they do some stuff there as well. So looking at it right now, the running order for the first moto was Ferrandis, Nichols, Heft, Drake, Turner, Rodbell, Barcia, Mosman, Dylan Swartz, and Parker Ross. And now running in the second moto, I know we got Drake up there. Barcia's kind of set sail and shown everybody exactly how well that Ducati can work. Colt Nichols is in second on this being the last lap.
That's right.
And Derek Drake is in third. So overall, Barcia's might actually be a factor in the overall. I know Heft is down right now in 8th. Barcia finished 7th in the first moto. So I think Barcia would have him beat, but we'll have to see.
And there he is, the man all the way from Monroe, New York, a 2-time AMA Supercross 250 East champion, the one, the only, Bam Bam. Like I said, still a tear in my eye. I hope Justin wasn't taken back yesterday. Like I said, had to give him a bro hug. He's like, what are you doing, man? We still talking about Anaheim every time I see him. I was standing right there when he suffered that horrific crash. But boy, he has shown his perseverance his will to survive, his will to continue in this sport, and clearly he is poised and ready for what should be a very successful outdoor season in pro motocross on Troy Lee's Red Bull Ducati. A great run out here in front of his family. It's got to be emotional for him. Just a few short months ago, we wondered, would he ever compete again? Well, not only is he competing, he is leading one of the toughest fields Glen Helen has seen in years around this great racetrack. Justin Bam Bam Barcia, a few more turns to go. Look at the big air out there for the 51. Getting everything out of that 450 Desmo Ducati engine. How about Ducati coming on strong too? You think they're players out here or what? This has got to be huge for them. If any of those executives are watching from Italy, thank you for being a part of this. Bam Bam continuing to be smooth, and is this a precursor of what we could see tomorrow? One mistake hurt him in Moto 1. He's putting that all behind him. If he can put it together tomorrow, Bam Bam with a thumbs up. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to your winner, Moto number 2, Justin Bam Bam Barcia on the Ducati. Congratulations. Got to be an emotional
And the man
victory.
that's going to get all, well, not all, but the lion's share of the purse, the $10,000 right here, unofficially, unless he did something we don't know about, is Colt Nichols aboard that Twisted Tea Suzuki.
If you need a loan, talk to this man, because he's about to take $30,000 in the past 2 years out of Bud Feldkamp's pocket. Colt Nichols, congratulations. And coming in third, was it Drake? We'll have to see.
So.
We'll have to sort it out. And Mark, I know you're going to head down to the podium.
Down there.
This, please send my bet. This has got to be so inspirational and emotional for Barcia. Think about this. A few short months ago, thinking the career's over, and now this is the first time he'll be on. He had to return to Supercross, but he's on top of the podium.
Exactly. Here we go.
Wins don't come easy.
Yeah, no.
Wins
and they don't
easy.
always come, that's for sure.
When you get to that point in your career, you wonder.
Yeah,
So
we're going to have to see. It looks like it's going to be Nichols on getting top honors, Derek Drake in second, but we're going to have to see who's for third. So I'm going to let you sort out the math, and I'm going to run down to the podium.
I look forward to it, Mark. We'll hear from you in just a little bit, but again, guys, what an inspirational story. Justin Bam Bam Barcia doing it in front of his family, his children, after such a grueling, heart-wrenching year that saw him overcome a devastating injury to bounce back and reload and become victorious here at Glen Helen Raceway. Our overall winner on the day, though, it is once again the Colt 45, the Twisted Tea, kickstart Suzuki. The party just continues for Suzuki. Colt's down there, I'm sure, talking to some of them great executives from Japan. What a run it's been between Ken Roxon and what Colt's doing here. We're going to talk to our podium finishers when we return from Glen Helen Raceway. Guys, stay with us. Motofest. We'll be right back.
The second annual Glen Helen Motofest, presented by Troy Lee Designs, is brought to you by ETS Fuels.
Before the gate drops, there's a moment when preparation and confidence merge as one. ASV's S1 Series single pivot adjustable reach levers are forged for maximum strength, backed by a 1-year unconditional guarantee. Because when that moment comes, reliability is everything.
Hey, come on, put the hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up. Let's go!
The dust is settling from what was an epic Moto number 2 here for the Stopwatch Nationals, part of Motofest. I'm Jack Korpela from the Racing Jack YouTube channel. Mark Tilley from Dirt Bike Magazine is on his way down to the podium to talk to our winners. But what a race it was, and the best part, it's only day number 1. You saw the tagline, 4 days on 2 wheels, and congratulations to this man as we take a look at your official results. The 51 of Justin Bam Bam Barcia coming home with the win, holding off Colt Nichols, who we do believe is our overall winner. Derek Drake on the Toyota Redlands team coming on strong with a third-place performance. Parker Ross really stepped up in this second moto as well. Congratulations to him, bringing home a 4th. And SLR Honda's Justin Rodbell must have had himself one of those mother F bars of Mark Samuels in between motos, because he steps up big time and takes home the number 5 spot, followed by Turner Heft. Haynes was our big improvement from Moto 1. He was 16th in Moto 1. He finishes 8th in Moto number 2 and was running top 4 for most of the day. Josh Mosman also coming home with the top 10. But what an incredible race it was, guys. I'm so happy it is only our first day. We get to do it all again tomorrow. We still got a lot going on later on tonight. Again, if you're watching us from anywhere near SoCal, or if you can go to the airport and jump on a plane, please get here and personally be a part of this event. I'm getting the thumbs up, and I think that means our one and only Mark Tilley has our podium finishers. Let's send it down to Mark.
All right, we're down here live on the podium with second moto winner. But first, we're going to get Bob from ASV in here and get Justin some diaper money.
Justin Barcia, on behalf of ASV Inventions, congratulations on ripping a great hole shot. Made it easy for us to figure out who got the hole shot. I like that. Good job, too. You were ripping out there, bud. Good race.
All right, so Justin Barcia, small mistake in the first moto, coming back strong in the second moto. Take us through what you're feeling right now. Take us through your moto. It's got to be emotional.
Yeah, it was great. First moto was obviously really tricky. Got up to the lead, led a few laps, struggled a little bit, and then had a couple crashes. So that kind of took me out of it. But that second moto was really good. My crew made a good little change to the bike, and I felt super comfortable. Got off to a rocket start with my ASV levers. They hooked it up with the diaper money, and yeah, just rode really good. Got a good flow. Was doing some whips and having some fun with the crowd, and felt like a great race, and stoked to get that second moto win.
Yeah, we definitely enjoyed the whips. The whips over the hip jump were pretty amazing. We kind of held our breath a little bit, and then we remember who we're watching. So getting to this point, injury at the beginning of the season, coming back, some impressive rides with the last couple rounds of Supercross. I know as a fan, it was great for me to watch it as well, but testing outdoors, have you done very much testing, or is it going on right now?
That was my third 30-minute moto, so we're a little behind on outdoor prep, but that just showed that we're in a pretty good spot. Obviously, Paul is going to be pretty gnarly, but it's a long season, so we got a lot of time to build. But yeah, Supercross was great coming back. 3 seconds in the heat races. Main events were okay, and I'm just glad to be back on the bike, feeling healthy, having a ton of fun with the whole Tilley Designs Red Bull Ducati team, and stoked that Glen Helen puts this on. Troy putting a lot into this, and just the whole crew. We're having a lot of fun, enjoying it, and looking forward to doing some racing tomorrow as well.
Well, yeah, now you're out here all weekend, and you're not going away to a hotel or anything like that. Jack was saying, and I saw when I was getting ready to leave, you were out there playing with your son. So it's a family event for you.
Definitely a family event. We bring the motorhome out here. We got the kids playing. They're absolutely loving it. So you see everyone out here. All the kids are having fun, and just makes me happy to be here with my family, enjoy it. And if we're doing racing, we're all together doing it.
Now, we just got word that you got third overall, so you're going to be on the podium. You're going to be spraying some champagne, so we'll let you you get out of here and go grab some of that champagne. We talk to the other guys and go from there. So back to you, Jack.
Thanks so much, Mark. And again, congratulations to Justin Barcia. It was January 10th. We feared that Justin may never race again, and how about that? 5 short months later, he's on top of the podium. What a great story of perseverance. Congratulations to the entire Troy Lee Ducati team here. And, man, what a race it was. Again, I can't believe we get to do it again tomorrow. Tomorrow we will separate the 450s and 250s in our pro showcase race, so it'll feel a little bit more like a pro national. Today was just a throw them all in there, but I'll tell you, the 250s, we saw some 250s hang with the 450s. I'm not so sure how it was possible, but that speaks to just how fast those 250cc screamers are and the talent that we have with us here this weekend. And again, Colt Nichols coming home with a second-place performance. Swept this event last year and looking to do the same again this year. He's our overall winner as he goes 1-2 on the day. Big congratulations to him and the entire Twisted Tea Suzuki team. And again, if we have any executives here, anybody from Suzuki, I understand there's some gentlemen all the way from Japan. Arigato. That's the only word I know in Japanese. I'm sorry, but somebody needs to teach me how to say congratulations because you guys are on a run, on a tear. Maybe you don't need electric start on those RMZs with what Kenny Roczen and Colt Nichols are doing out there in the sport. Very impressive. Justin Barcia getting some congratulations. The great Troy Lee down there with him, and I believe Mark Tilley is ready at the podium. Let's send it down to Mark.
Okay, Jack, back down here on the podium. Derek Drake, the only Bar X guy on a 450, finished 4th in first moto, 2nd. Looked like you were just out for a Sunday cruise in 2nd place. So everything going good, getting healthy. Don't know if you're going to do outdoors or what's going on, but take us through your race this weekend.
Yeah, first moto, I got off to an okay start, and I just rode behind half the whole moto, finished 4th. Couldn't make a move, and second moto got a better start, and was trying to hang with Barcia for a little bit, then Colt got me, and yeah, I just settled into 3rd and rode my own race. And I mean, I've only ridden 3 times in this whole year, so I'm straight off the couch and feeling better. I got treatment done in Wyoming after Denver Supercross, and I definitely feel better. Best I've felt in a long time. So hopefully this sticks and it stays, and we'll see what I'm up to next.
So he's talking about he's got Lyme disease. So he's been fighting this for the last couple of years. He was doing really well and then kind of coming back. Now, we've seen you in a couple different races here at Glen Helen. You were on a beta not too long ago, last month here. So what are we going to see from you in the future? Do you know what you're going to be doing?
No, I don't. But yeah, my team, Bar X Yamaha's team's behind me, and they're supporting me, and then just trying to figure out my path. So today was a good day, and we'll regroup and do it tomorrow.
So now 4th first moto, 2nd in the 2nd moto, and so you got 2nd overall. So nice little injection to the bank account.
Yeah, for sure. You can't complain, and thanks to Troy Lee and Glen Helen, and thanks to everyone putting this on.
All right, well, I know that there's a lot of people that you need to thank for getting you here. Is there anybody that you would like to thank personally for getting you here?
Oh, just everyone behind me. They've stuck behind me throughout this whole mess this last couple of years, Bar X, Yamaha, and my whole family, and just everyone and everyone in my inner circle. Thank you.
All right, well, congratulations on 2nd overall here at the Stopwatch National, and we'll let you get out of here, go get some money, and then maybe go spray some champagne. Back to you, Jack.
Thank you very much, Mark, and congratulations, Derek Drake, the Bar X team. Man, they brought it here this weekend, and they are just getting started. Glen Helen, feel the speed. Look at that loamy dirt down there. Not a sight that we're used to seeing. Normally, it's hard-packed and slick and dusty here at Glen Helen, but that's what happens after 9 days of moving soil around in this legendary Southern California racetrack. And the man who found the way around more efficiently than anybody else is our now 3-time winner here at this event. Won twice last year, won again this year. Let's send it down to Mark Tilley. He's got $10,000 richer, Colt Nichols.
So we've been joking down here about asserting dominance, and this is a joke that goes way back with Colt and I, but dominance asserted in the checking account, maybe not on the track, but a couple seconds, and you come away with the first. So we got to love motocross. Take us through your race.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. I got off to a decent start that time, not as good as the first moto, obviously, and had to make some quick passes the first few laps. And once I got into second, Justin was kind of gone. So I tried to put in a few good laps, see if I could close the gap. And, dude, he was just riding so good. So I had to look back like quite a few times, make sure that quiet Ducati wasn't behind me again, make sure Ferrandis wasn't back there. But once I realized I kind of had a gap, and I knew Derek was in third, and he was riding really good, keeping me on my toes. But just tried to bring it in, and I knew a 2-2 would get it done. So, man, it was a really, really fun day. Bud, Lori, Troy Lee, everybody for putting on this race. It's pretty cool, man, for us to come out here and, like Justin was saying, a little behind on outdoor prep, so trying to see where the bike is and get to race some good competition, make a little bit of money, have some really cool trophies. So I love this event. It's cool.
Well, now I know that on your team you got one of your best friends towards the end of the season with Bogle riding with you. Are you gonna let Bogle come out and race us, or is this a Colt Nichols only type thing? It's I don't care if you're coming from Oklahoma, doesn't matter. You guys cannot come to this race.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he shows up tomorrow. I mean, we never know, but I don't know what he's going to do. Hopefully, end up being my teammate for World Supercross too. We'll see a little further down the road. We got a few outdoors to handle first, but overall, man, like I said, just a really fun race. Really happy 2-2 for the win. Not how I wanted to do it, but I'll take it all day.
All right, so who would you like to thank for getting you here?
Yeah, man, the whole team. We've been on a little bit of a high, obviously, with Kenny winning Supercross. So Twisted Tea, HEP, Suzuki, Liat, just everybody, man. I got my mechanic Lawson here. Andrew's here helping. And we just got a really fun, good team. So good vibes all the way through Supercross, and good day today. Hopefully come back, do it again tomorrow, and see how we do at Paula.
Well, and then we're going to get you a big tank to come back on Sunday, right? You're going to come back for the NGPC Off-Road Pro Race on Sunday? Well, there you have it, Jack. He's not coming back on Sunday to race off-road, but we will see him again tomorrow on the live stream. Colt, congratulations on the win today. Looking forward to seeing you back again tomorrow. Go spray some of that champagne.
Yep, thank you guys.
Back to you, Jack.
Dominant is the key word, because Colt Nichols 3 for 3 so far at this event. Will it be a perfect 4 for 4 tomorrow? We'll find out. We got a lot to look forward to. We're not done here today. We got the Baja Drags and a big party going on later on tonight. Of course, tomorrow it will be Motofest. 250s, 450s, $70,000 of cash being paid out tomorrow. The Troy Lee Designs Great Escape Dual Sport Ride will be going on. We got NGPC Racing, AME Minicross, Hell on Wheels, Hill Climb. That is all tomorrow. I hope to see each and every one of you here. And then, of course, Sunday, the big NGPC race. It's going to be awesome. There are two men who are so responsible for this event. Bud Feldkamp, your Glen Helen owner, in the red vest. Troy Lee in the black shirt. And there, ladies and gentlemen, are your podium finishers on day one. Justin Bam Bam Barcia are going to empty that bottle on his adversaries, Derek Drake and Colt Nichols. A perfect 3 for 3 here at Glen Helen Motofest in its second year. Can Colt do it again tomorrow? That is the big question. We will see. Consistency wins races. Consistency wins championships. And for Colt Nichols, consistency wins $10,000. What a day it was. It's only day number 1. 2 more big days from this legendary Southern California racetrack known as Glen Helen. It'll be rough. It'll be tumble. We'll see thrills. We'll see spills. We'll see great bar-to-bar racing. We'll see that checkered flag wave. And we'll see, hopefully, some bounce-back performances from individuals who weren't so lucky today. So much to watch. So glad you're watching along with us here from 4 days of 2 wheels. It is Motofest, and boy, it delivered. It brought the action. It brought the heat. Watch out for those deep ruts. Get some big air and take the checkered flag if you can. A comeback story for the ages. Justin Bam Bam Barcia victorious in Moto number 2. Colt Nichols, your overall winner. For that man right there, Dirt Bike Magazine's Mark Tilley. For Bud Feldkamp, for Troy Lee, my name's Jack Korpela. Thanks so much, everybody. We've got much, much more coming this weekend. Thanks for joining us here from Glen Helen Raceway.